君はね確かにあの時私のそばにいたいつだっていつだっていつだってすぐ横で笑っていたなくしても取り戻す君を I will never leave you
Battle, then I take it to the street where there's no rules. Take off the gloves, rip, please to down. Gotta prove my skills, so get down. My lyrical depths to roll, battle smack down now. Gotta shoot to kill, I shoot to skill. Don't you be afraid, man's gotta do how it feels. 60, 70, 80, 9, 10. I flip the script to make it to the top 10. Go. Kicking rock, I rode away from a sunless room. Windless night, moonlight nuts. My ghost we should go. Shit thoughts provoke the new era. Become a bit terror, but my only rival is my shadow. We run the pain back if it's my own error. Get low to the ground, it's getting better like I told you before. Double up a dead road cheddar. L to the J, say stay lace. Here's my car, me, roll a flush, and I'm the ace.
Oh, Jesus, I forgot to, mute that before I did that. That probably didn't sound great. Sorry. Welcome to the D-Pad. I'm Rick. This is Persona 3 FES. Sorry about that. That probably sounded awful. Major apologies. I did not mean to probably deafen everybody in the thing there. A little bit of a slow start tonight. Cool. Okay. Good. Yes, welcome. Eek. All right, that should be good. That should be good. We're all good. We're all, whoop. Let's do that. Can I, oh my God. So in order to do this, because all of our PS3 controllers have a weird issue connecting to the PS3, I have to do this with the PS4 controller, but wired. And this wire is kind of stiff, so it really bumps into shit on the way over here. But anyway, right off the bat, I want to see. I finished with Mall Ninja, so at this point I'm down to nightly activities in our Tartarus, buff, or walk the dog. I think I'm gonna walk the dog today. Yeah. So right off the bat, I want to. Yeah, let's do it. I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole over the past day and a half, and I did a thing that I usually never do, which is, whoop. Oh, it's Kenji. Wow, he looks smart, unlike his owner. Haha, just joking. Yeah, Talked for a while. Two of you seem closer now. We were already maxed out. This did nothing for me. Okay. But yeah, so yes, sick man tomorrow for sure. Oh, we got our package. What was it now? Oh, Mega Drive, right, which we already have one of, I think. But yeah, so I did a thing that I never do, which is I watched a bunch of YouTube reviews and commentaries and video essays on a game that I haven't played. Because it's one that at first I thought, oh, I haven't even heard of this. This isn't even. And then after watching some, I realized I actually had seen it. I'd seen it at I think PAX maybe, 2 years ago, maybe 3. Called Y2K, a postmodern RPG.
It's me.
And it's a perfect counterpart to a really well constructed.
You don't stop
dark
very often,
sort of RPG that gets into ennui and trauma and tragedy and nihilism and all those dark brooding sort of things.
No, I just wanted to talk.
It's interesting because there are a handful of ideas from that I was just like, oh man, those could be so fucking good if they were implemented better.
Aww,
or if they were in a completely different game or something. And
Hey, are you teasing me?
it was interesting too because like I've been meaning to like noodle around with Unity and stuff
No.
or
Well,
Mono
maybe
Game
just
or
a
whatever
little.
on my own because I had not exactly a similar idea to that, but one that's in the same vein. I guess it's closer to something like Celeste in terms of like tone, but or maybe like a Hollow Knight kind of thing. But yeah, no, I've watched probably about 8
Wonder what
hours
this
of
mix is like.
Y2K reviews and
Hey, do you think it's inside Tartarus?
oh man,
I have
and
no
like
idea.
video essays and stuff on in the last 2 days, and it's interesting to see just how
By the
much it seems to
I've
like.
made my decision.
I don't know.
I
I usually
wanna
try
fight
and
to the
I
end.
don't really try to
It's better
rag
than
on
doing
developers directly so much, but it seemed like the guy behind it just
That's why you're
it's
here,
the
isn't
most
it, Senpai?
self-insert
To
weird
talk about our
thing
decision?
I think I've ever seen.
I-
It's so
I guess it
bizarre.
is.
Oh, something awful has it? Oh god. I know Jack Saint
You're
did
so
one as
easy to
well.
read.
And I was debating checking that one out because his reactions to stuff are always pretty
I've made my
interesting.
decision as well. Kirijo
Oh.
is making great strides to turn itself around. After
All
I
right.
graduate, I plan to assume leadership of the group.
So we're
and
going for it,
continue
it
where
looks
my father
like.
left off. I cannot turn back now,
There we go.
even if I wanted to.
There's a little part of me that would want, because I know that no
What if you
matter how
die?
much I see about it, I won't
If I
quite
die
know what the
defeating
deal
Nyx,
is until I've played it,
then the
until
Kirijo
or
group will
unless
have to
I've played it
continue on
myself.
without
And I, for a moment, was like, man, maybe that'll be a weird fucking thing to like go on a trip with and like do. And like, I don't think I'm going to.
but I am confident.
And
that it
in
would
fact, not
fulfill
even
my
I don't think I'm
wishes.
going to. I feel fairly confident that I'm not going to.
Miyagi said Nyx can't be defeated.
Like the only case in which I do it is if next time I do
I
like a
kinda
poll
wonder
for
about
what
that.
to
I don't think our special
play, it
member
was
can
like
be killed either.
overwhelmingly whatever. But
I agree. Death dwelled within him, amplifying his abilities.
uh,
Though he was exceptional to begin with.
He's an interesting guy, huh?
they're talking about me.
Yes, he is.
Let's all bang
You
him at
know,
once.
If things don't work out, I think I'll still be okay as long
Oh,
as I'm
jeez.
with everyone.
See, like the nuance in this game is really well crafted. This is an incredible look at like an end of the world scenario where people are responding and reacting pretty like realistically, as opposed to the
Honestly, it
way
doesn't
some
matter
of it
whether
goes
or
in
not
that
we
other
die.
game.
All that matters is that we're proud of how we
Oh
lived.
man,
And I'd be proud if we decided to fight Nyx.
won't lie. I will, as much as I am really enjoying this game,
Does
and I
your
really,
decision
really
have anything
am.
to do with your
I
father?
will. I am looking forward slightly to the release from the weekly onslaught of ennui and oh boy. It feels like a condescending way to put it, but like the navel gazing about death and stuff is interesting and engaging, and it is a lot to take on for several hours a week every week. So this is the least subtle. Looking forward to the fun game about right. I mean, I chatted with Sarah a little
But
bit
it's
about
more
the
about
differences
me and how
between
I
Persona
feel.
3 and what bits I've seen about Persona 5. And
I
like it seems
understand.
like this one's a lot more bleak, whereas that one's a
Senpai,
lot more
When we were in Kyoto,
directly
you asked me
dark,
to
I
stand
guess.
by
Like
your
it's the
side.
darkness within people as opposed to, I mean, this one was metaphorically a lot about death and is now pretty literally about it too. So
Do you remember?
yeah, I don't know. Two very different kinds of darkness.
Yes, I remember.
I feel like I'm like super low in the. I guess it's probably fine. I'm like right in. Actually, I'm like right dead center of that damn camera lens. That's pretty good.
We will fight together, Yukari.
Yes, we will. Stylishly gritty. I guess I could see that. It definitely seems like there's a lot more stylistic stuff going on in 5 for sure. Like here, it's like, all right, you got a UI and there's some basic stuff here, but it's not it's not like an all-consuming thing or whatever. Persona 5, it seems like the whole damn game really dives in on that style. All right, what do we got? Apocalypse. Well, gee. Oh. It seems they're selling a Apocalypse set. Yeah, let's do it. I gotta start. Well, I mean, there's not many weeks left, but I feel like some great advice for people is to make sure that sometime on Saturday, you know, you make a point of going to like sell shit and get some cash flow going before Sunday comes around so you can buy stuff from the TV. That's also one of those things where, like, I'm not sure how long it would have taken me to notice that. You know, like, I don't know how long it would have taken me to notice that the TV did something, especially that it was a once-a-week thing. Not to mention the fact that once you leave the dorm, you can't come back without turning it to night. So I feel like I'd be, like, really nervous about doing anything in the dorm. Do you get told, like, way at the beginning, and they say, like, oh, you got a TV in your room or something like that? Something important I want to tell you. I must warn you, though, it's a little depressing. Oh, God. Is this the one? Oh, boy. Yeah. It has been a long time. It's been about 91 and a half, 92 hours, I think. I finished my story and wanted to show it to you. Akinari wears a calm smile. As you know, I was having a lot of trouble with the ending, but I finally figured it out. Since the alligator ate his friend the bird, he cried and cried for a very long time. In fact, he was so sad that he drowned in his own tears. His tears became a beautiful lake around which grew beautiful flowers and a tree with delicious fruit. Like the persimmon tree. The other animals in the forest came there often to relax, but none of them knew the alligator had created it or that he was gone. The end. You know what? That's not a bad way to give a little silver lining to that particular storm cloud. It's not bad. It's not bad. Even though the alligator did not find meaning in his life, the residents of the forest did. They just didn't realize it. That's not bad. I love that, like, the fucking dying guy has probably the most uplifting, like, thing going on for his social link. The meaning of my life is not something I should worry about. It's really what others think of my life or what I was able to do for them. So for me or you or anyone, oh, lighting up the dark, nice. The meaning of our lives is something that we make but don't see. People can't survive without help from others. We all depend on one another. Is it like because it's lighting up the darkness, or is it because it radiates radiates light that it never really sees itself? I don't know if that made sense, but do you kind of get what I'm saying? Absolutely. Oh, God. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time for Gourmet King. This is the notebook I wrote my story in. It's all I have to leave behind. Oh, God, is this notebook going to be the thing that helps us build a persona? I wanted you to have something since you shared my last moments. Oh my God, he can stand. Obtained worn notebook. I read that as worm notebook. My body feels lighter. Oh no, is he literally going to die in front of me? Thank you for everything. Or does he mean like he's relieved? Coming to see me, talking, even discussing the meaning of life. I can be glad that I was born. Oh, buddy. There we go. We bestow upon thee the ability to create Asura, the ultimate form of the Sun Arcana. The Dying Young Man social link has reached its maximum level. You have mastered the Dying Young Man social link. Your power to create personas of the Sun Arcana has reached its maximum. You have forged a bond that cannot be broken. Debatable, given the circumstances. Celebratory sad music. I have to go now. Maybe someday. I hope. Did he just flicker? He did. Has he been a ghost? Has he been a ghost this whole time? They were this close.
Oh, hey.
Because, like, on the one hand... So, it's interesting. If, like, I was fully expecting that the last thing that was going to happen was I was just going to find his notebook. If he died earlier in the day, and that was his ghost today, then that's like 99% right. But he also showed up for the end. Anyway, let me take a look real quick at my actual social links. So the Seas one is very close. I assume at New Year's it goes to 10. Student Council. Oh, whoops. Yukari. Trying, but I need to fucking... I'm so close with this one. And I need to, stop being a bad kid to band kid. Transfer student, that one's not happening. Rival athlete, no. Gourmet King is actually relatively close, but he falls below in priority. Yeah, right. He waited until it was cool for me to be around. So my order of priority right now is Yuko, because she is literally one stage away from done. After that, Yukari. After that, I'll probably at least try to get back on Band Kid's good side, and then Gourmet King. I think that's the order I'm gonna try to do those in, more or less. Yo, girl. How can I help you? I guess we could go to Tartarus, right? Like, no reason not to get a little grinding done. A little. I'm not gonna go nuts on it, but like, levels will help. And I think there's a few members of the team who have been missing for a while, especially after we got the bad news. So first of all, let's take a quick look. Check everyone's status. All right, so we have Yukari's at 52, and she's quite a ways away from Gardine. Mitsuru is at 61. She is very far from a Bufudine. Junpei's at 58, and he's very close to Firebreak. Not very close, but close. Oh boy. Long way away from Diarahan, but that is also a very useful one. Whoop. Ken is at 59. Diarahan is actually closer for him, I think. 58 to 65. Yeah, it's closer for Ken. So I might bring Ken with me today. Kuromaru Maragidine is at 67. I feel like I want to get my... It does rhyme with... Okay. I feel like I want to get basically my whole party eventually. Not right now, but like over the next couple trips, I want to get them in the ballpark of like upper 60s to 70. So we got Yukari. I'm going to do Yukari. She's a long way away there. Yukari, Junpei, and Ken, I think. All right, Yukari, Junpei, and Ken. Let's check your equipment real quick. Otagine. I have two of them. +5 endurance, +5 endurance, so that's fine. Kukai's vestment. We do have a carbon jacket. And a phantom robe. Let's do the phantom robe. RC Geta. We do have killer cleats, so let's do... Oh, actually, what does RC Geta do? Nothing. Okay, killer cleats it is. Berserker's seal. High chance to counter physical attacks. Okay, and I think I put no Mega Drive on myself, too. Oh, that's right. Oh, man. Last time I think I got, last time I got a weapon that made it easier to get critical hits, so now I'm basically just going to be constantly getting crits. That's going to be fun. Alright, check status. Great bow. Hero's bow. Deadly versus lovers versus strong versus priestess. That sounds good. So if she shoots me, then I'm fucked, since I assume my social link with her is the same as hers with me. Battle leotard increases agility. That increases hit points. That's resist pierce. I think I'm just going to keep the agility. Killer cleats should be the max for her. Wizard's mark restores a bit of SP every turn. What is she weak to? She's weak to electricity. Lightning gloves it is. Yeah. All right. Okay, and Junpei, buddy. Yes, I do. Today I do, especially. All right, Zweihander is almost certainly, yeah, that's definitely the biggest, the best one that he's got. 112 for Phantom Robe. Greaves of Dawn at 64. Evade Wind. Is he weak to wind? He is, so that's perfect. Unless we have a thing. Increase max HP by 30%. That's not bad. Increases wind damage by a large amount, but he's not dealing that. Alright, I'm gonna keep on the Vitality one. Exactly, yeah. So, yep, add to the party. I'm relatively sure we already messed with our own stuff last time. Crit rate up, and it's just ludicrously strong. Depending on what the Apocalypse is for strength and what its effects are, I might take it or I might give it to Junpei. We're going to have to see how that goes. What we have for requests today. Want to double check, because I know we're coming down to the wire with these. Scarlet Havoc. All right, I do need to get, was it Siegfried? I got to get that taken care of at some point soon. Like, very soon. We're really running out of time. Rare monsters in the... Oh, right. Glorious Hands. Rare monsters. 3 platinum medals. Oh, wait, no. We can't get to that. That's 6th block. We literally have done everything that we can do that involves just walking around. So, we're good on these for now. So, let's just go up. We'll do a quick run through, I guess, the 5th block. And we'll see how that goes, I guess. All right. Vum, vum. Actually, let's start at 190. I think 20 floors is probably fine to take on for stuff here. I feel like doing, like, what, 50 or 60 is a little excessive for right this moment. It's getting a little warm there. All right. Here we go. I'm intrigued by the idea of the 6th block. I don't know if that's a New Game Plus thing or if that's the answer thing or what. But we'll have to see, I guess. Boom, boom, boom. Look at my fucking hammer. Look at that fucking thing. Yeah, let's just start fighting dudes. It's weird grinding for grinding's sake. I don't want to take forever doing this. I just want to, like, get some levels, get some skills going, and be on our way. So that's weak to ice and light.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the
Alright. Just do this. Wow. Great start. Literally my first fucking attack with the hammer is a fucking whiff. That's good. Alright. Weak to wind. Strong to all physical types. So that's good news for Yukari. No, get the other one. Fine. Spring of Life. Wow, yeah, that's almost 10% of his total health. That's not bad. No, just let us... Oh, right, because I'm down. Good. That's good. Arrow Rain.
We can't afford to lose.
Bang. Alright. Experience it is. Alright, cool. Not bad. That's right, yeah, they got me on a lucky crit and then just a regular attack, and that was apparently enough. Super unlucky on my part. Whoa. Ooh, have I seen either of these dudes yet? Oh, I may as well just attack it. Whoa! Remembering now that there was something along those lines. Yup. Ugh. It all came flooding back. Okay. A little touch and go there. Yeah! Level 66. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit bummed that there aren't a few more missions that I can take on right now. Like the only stuff that I can reasonably do right this second would be what if Death sees it? Yeah. I feel like I could do. I think both of the two like missions I haven't taken, or the requests rather that I haven't taken on, are ones that I could do. At least partly. The Siegfried one I'm almost positive that I could do at this point. The other one, it sounded like I do need to have some more levels before I can quite pull off the Lilith Mabufudine request. Because, like, my only path to get there involves some super high level, like, mid-70s or 80 or something like that, persona, and then like downgrading, which is confusing.
There are 2 of them. Attack!
Alright, let's just do this. Have I attacked once yet without it being a crit? Like once that is hit? There's one.
Great battle!
Alright. Yeah! Alright. Cool.
Yes!
Dekunda. Or maybe it's a Deku NDA. Like, they don't want anyone to know what the deal is with the butler.
There are 2 of them.
Like, what happened to him, so they're like, look, you gotta sign this before you can go anywhere. Wow. Gabriel, level to 71. Sounds about right.
I won't lose. This thing won't give up.
Well, since I'm trying to get roughly 3-ish levels for everybody here, that seems like a pretty reasonable goal for this particular thing. So Gabriel 67, level up twice, fuse with Aramitama. Oh, Aramitama. Isn't that one of the little comma people? The epistrophes. Double up. No, I'm not particularly interested in I'm not crazy, right? Double up exclusively gives you personas, right? Like, it literally does not ever give you anything that isn't a persona.
There are 4 enemies. Give me a sec.
Okay, I'll be pretty
scan the
goddamn
target.
surprised if I manage to crit through all 4 of these.
Enemies match.
Well, there we go. Fuse things in the same Arcana lower level.
It has multiple weaknesses.
There's always one little... Nope, missed it. One little bastard of a fly
I won't
that
lose. You've got it,
manages to
Jonathan.
hang around up here. Little teeny tiny, like, the ones that are small enough that even when you're looking directly at them, they can kind of get out of your line of sight.
There's only one enemy left.
Bad, Junpei. Alright, so I did get that one. So now the tables... Oh! Damn! Fuck yeah!
Here's our chance. Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed. Deathbound for AoE damage. Oh, for sure. I'm not too worried about it right now. So I'm just kind of like letting it go. This way, if I need to, I've got emergency SP, but... Hey, Nanocarp, thank you very much. I guess we'll do money on this one. 38,200, not bad. Alright, let's head on up. Actually, the best part is, I probably won't need to, I'm trying to remember what type the angels are. Is it judgment?
4 enemies. Give me a a sec. I'll scan the target.
And based on that, I'm trying to remember if I've got a social link that matches with that.
You're on a roll.
All right. I mean, I guess that's true. That's a fair point. Kabang. Well,
It has multiple
oh, that's right. We're going for the table. Nice.
Just one more.
All right. Isn't it strong against slash? Well, okay. If he's gonna crit, then it. Oh no, never mind. Well, there we go. Hurrah! All right. There we go. Oh, nice. Perfect, then. So I should have absolutely zero trouble immediately leveling Gabriel to 71, then. That should be not an issue. All right.
There are 3 of them. Strike first. 2 more enemies.
Cool. So yeah, when I'm done getting to 69 or 70, then I'll head downstairs and we'll, I guess we'll take care of that. And we'll have to see what else opens up too. We might do the Siegfried one at the same time, just because it's right. I'm saying Siegfried, but is it Siegfried or is it? Yeah, I think it's Siegfried. Siegfried. I guess that's true. Yeah, it's like straight up old school German. So the S would be a Z sound. The G at the end of the syllable would give you the K. So Siegfried. Siegfried.
It's weak against fire. Take this. Yukari-chan defeated
Okay.
It's on.
Ah, man. Alright. Siegfried.
Good job.
I guess I'll get a nice weapon. Oh, wow. Nope. Wasn't even anywhere near. I don't want him. Yes. I've already gotten him. I'm sure that I've got a better, copy of him. Not worried about it. So I suspect that that when we have finished with this game, I'm probably going to wind up on my own time, New Game Plus in it. Just because why not? I want to get the rest of the requests. I want to get the rest of the social links. So is it? So I mean,
It's weak against fire.
in if there's a way to do this without
It's weak against
without spoilers, is it an actual New Game Plus in the sense that social links that I've already... Oh, I just straight up missed on one. Social links that I've already gotten are already to a certain point, or...
I won't lose.
And, like, same thing for requests. Are those done? You carry over your social stats and Persona Compendium. Okay. Do you carry over your money? Because the Persona Compendium is very useful, but you need a lot of cash to make it work. But it's a lot easier to get them. Okay. Interesting. Kuramatengu. Do they, like, reduce the difficulty? Like, do they, like, have a multiplier, or I guess a divider, that makes it literally actually easier? Or is it, like, because your social stats are buffed? Like, if I did New Game Plus, my social stats would be presumably maxed. Does that have, like, do they give you a multiplier when interacting with people for social links? Okay, alright. And this guy, strong against that stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway. Fuck you. I'm going to crit anyway. Going to kill him anyway.
Good job.
Interesting, okay. You don't have to wait for social stat gates for various links. Alright, yeah. But, like, that wasn't so much the problem with Lance of Death. Damn. That wasn't so much the problem with this run. Like, whoa, hello. Because, like, I didn't have enough time. Like, I didn't know well enough, you know, how to get through everyone else's social links, even not including, like, Yukari or whatever. Although, I suppose part of that is I wasn't focusing very much on them to start with, but...
There are 2 enemies.
Playing the schedule a bit, yes. Remember which links unlock other links, that's true, yep. Yep. Yeah, I interesting. So it is definitely still like, it's not a matter of like you're starting with everything that you had before. You're starting with like a handful of things. I assume you don't get to keep your old equipment or anything. Do you get to? And I assume just based on how close you can get to max without trying. Like I'm not trying particularly hard in terms of like grinding or leveling, and I'm kicking the shit out of everything aside from the Tartarus bosses, and even those... Oh, hello. Stealth shirt. Even those have mostly gone down without too much trouble. No. Yeah. So I assume that, you know, you wouldn't realistically be able to keep your levels just because of how easy it is to get that high in the first place. He's accessible pretty early. Bebe is the one that gets... that you trigger if you... do the old couple route first, right? Or rather, he's the one that gets triggered when you do the old couple route. Alright. Cool. Okay. And I think what? Band Kid... No, Band Kid is someone that you get to know once you've rescued Fuka.
It has
I can't remember how everything like gets in there. Laser focusing on a single link is probably not good unless it's a female one. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like the dating ones. I feel like I could definitely have gone a little bit harder right away to get those done. Alright. Cool. You have to waste your time on them and do... That's true. Actually, that's a really good point. I did spend a lot of nights studying when I could have been doing, you know... I mean, you know, getting through Tanaka, Mall Ninja, and generally doing, you know, Tartarus stuff. You know, I would be done with all of that stuff significantly earlier, with the end result being probably a lot of just buffing stats. Just, like, going nuts on that shit. Oh. God damn. Although I guess if I just go to Tartarus and grind, I'm going to do a bunch of that anyway. I guess the difference is... I get to choose what stat, more or less, gets the buff by doing it. Ooh, boy. Nope. Oh, boy. Alright. You have all the times you don't need to rage. Yeah. I feel like that makes probably a lot bigger of a difference than I have been accounting for. Like, because I'm not going to be wasting nights studying or going to karaoke or this or that, that it'll be easier to just get shit done. I feel like I'd wind up very quickly at a point where my nights are full of doing stuff with the dog, which can, as it turns out, I guess, help with some of your social links. Getting stat buffs at the arcade, or just going to Tartarus and grinding. Alright. Give me the crit. Yeah. Ooh. It's off balance. Yeah, it's upside down. That's pretty off balance. That's about as off balance as you can get, as it turns out. I don't know of any more off balance you can get than literally upside fucking down. Ooh, alright, this one's not a friendly one. Oh. Ooh. That was a little bit worrisome. Alright.
them. Attack. Enemy defeated.
Nice.
Last one.
Oof.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
I like that the rest of us can do this and is like, yeah, fuck Ken. He's on the ground. He doesn't get to make a decision here.
Not who I used to be.
That's such a weird victory speech thing. Have I gotten to that one on the side there? Probably, right? The general tone of... I don't hate Ken in general. His little freak out that caused the death of Sadmo the Hedgehog was not great, but otherwise,
Yes, my skill level has
I don't hate him. I am surprised I don't hate him, because the kid from Final Fantasy 13, I do hate him. I hate him a lot. A lot. He is completely pointless, and I hate him. Yeah, let's just do it. Oh, this was stupid.
one enemy left.
All right, nope, this will work out well enough. I know that, like, the character goes through some wild shit in the follow-up games, but, like, he drove me crazy when I was playing 13. Alright. Oh, magic went up by 3. Hell yeah, I'll take it. I don't know what I want in a Final Fantasy game anymore. Is that weird? Is that a weird thing to say? And I'm not talking like, oh, I want more Final Fantasy Tactics games, or, oh, I really just want to play Final Fantasy 6 or 7 or 8 or 10. It's not really that. I mean, like, I don't know. I played 13 and really, really, really did not like it. There was so much about it that I was not into. And it's strange because I've played a lot of games where you are just doing scenario after scenario, which is what the first half of 13 is. And I don't mind that too much. Maybe it's because that's not something Final Fantasy usually, like, dabbles in. But so you do, like, scenario-based stuff.
It's weak against
I think I kind of hate the story. Like, the story feels way more contrived than a lot of Final Fantasy ones do.
more.
I don't know why. Maybe it just feels like it's trodden ground, trodden territory in 13, yeah. The 13 days backstory just doesn't do anything for me. Saz was like the only character in the entire fucking game that I liked. And he also, if I remember correctly, had a like super, super dark and depressing backstory. And everybody else was like a total blank slate, and I couldn't stand it. The sisters were fine enough, I guess, but like, it's like they had a great character, and then someone took a sponge and just sucked all of the life out of the older one. And it just kind of drags that relationship down a bunch.
I used to be.
Sea cells, the sea cells by the Seath Shore. Yeah, they got a little heavy on the like internal language, like internal dictionary of the game thing. But yeah, Saz I liked. Everybody else.
There are two.
Oh no, is it doing the thing again? Is it doing the like error 1000 or whatever? I'm literally not even like watching. Like I usually have the Twitch like dashboard open in a window on the MacBook, and I'm not even doing that one tonight. Ah, god damn. I don't understand what makes that happen. That drives me crazy. I feel bad about it because it's like, God forbid if we're ever doing something like huge as like an event, whether it's Extra Life or anything else. Like, I have been counting my lucky stars that we didn't have the Error 1000 thing happen during the Galaxy marathon stream. Nothing would have immediately taken all of the wind out of that than people not being able to join in for that, especially with us starting at midnight. But yeah, the VPN thing doesn't seem to have mattered like at all. which is a huge bummer. Oh, man. But yeah, no, for Final Fantasy games, I think I more or less enjoyed at least all of the NES and SNES ones. One is clumsy in a lot of ways and very shallow, but it's a really good interpretation, let's say, of basically D&D. Like, it's functionally, tabletop D20 system, like boiled down in a pretty straightforward way. Whoop, there we go. And I like one well enough. It's hard to get in. Like the remakes of it have all improved on it somewhat just by virtue of them doing like quality of life upgrades. Really, there's only so much you can do about that game to improve it, other beyond like make it easier to play in the first place. It's not just extremely D&D. If you look at the actual internal mechanics of how it's calculating things, it functionally is D&D. Like the vast majority of how it manages information is literally straight out of D&D. More so than Dragon Quest, the original one. Let's do... Here we go. Fists of Fury. Final Fantasy II, I think I appreciate more than I like. I appreciate the fact that they went from Final Fantasy I, which is basically a D&D campaign, with some neat twists to it. The whole time situation was pretty interesting. I like what they did with the story and setting of 2 more than I liked playing 2. The skill system was neat, but awkwardly implemented, and thankfully after the original NES version, every single other version of the game, like every single port of the game, made it way less grueling of a task to level up your skills, which is nice. It's still super unbalanced. It still is kind of a mess. The story, I like that the story. I like that it feels like your characters have something to do with the actual story, as opposed to feeling like ancillary. Like you're just kind of there and stuff is happening, and you're the heroes and you did it, hooray! But like all the plot's kind of locked in around you. In 2, it feels like you're actually engaging a little bit more. Final Fantasy 3 was odd to me. I don't remember 3 all that much. I played 3 on the NES with like an English patch, like back in like high school or something. I played 3 on the DS a bit. It never really drew me in a lot. So that kind of was an issue there. Let's totally wipe it out. Yeah, that was where the full on that was where the actual job system got started, and it was kind of again awkward and clumsy, but it was a nice starting point for stuff. It actually, I think the bigger problem for me was that it felt like it was a step backward from 2 in terms of story, where you've not only gone back in the direction of 1, where your characters are just kind of like blank slates that are like kind of there as things happen, but the fact that your character your characters are fully interchangeable in the original version. Like, there's no distinguishing features whatsoever. I think they get a different palette so that you don't literally have 4 copies of the exact same sprite. The DS versions I know did a little bit of work on like making those characters into actual characters instead of just name tags with legs. But yeah, 3 is not particularly memorable to me. But I wouldn't say it's like bad. I wouldn't say 2 or 3 are bad, not 1 either. Ooh, more enemies than normal. All right. Final Fantasy IV. I really like Final Fantasy IV a lot. 4 feels like a really great extension of 2, where you've got a more nuanced plot. You've got a lot of character development, a lot of character stuff going. And I think Cecil is really the first character in the entire series that feels fleshed out at all. Like, the first player character that actually that feels fleshed out in a ultra contrived way, because your fourth party member from 2, I forget his name, but he becomes a bad guy for most of it, except at the end it's like, he wasn't actually a bad guy, he was blah blah blah, or he was I forget what the deal was there. But the first 85% of 4 I really, really like, and then, I should go find the exit, actually. More enemies than normal is great. All gold enemies means that death is, literally going to come fuck me up any second now. So I'm just going to bail. Leon. Oh, yeah. There we go. So they... Oh, God. They went and used... Oop! Oh, did he get me? Oh, bastard. Interesting that they go and call Squall Leonhart Leon in Kingdom Hearts. All right, let's do this. But yeah, 4 was really solid for that. I'm trying to remember if 4 was the one that had the moon stuff. I always mix up the moon part. I think that's part of 5, not 4. Yeah, I think 4 is the one where you wind up... Is that Palamecia or is that 2? 4 is the moon one. So... Alright. So that's the... Yeah. The moon stuff is, wacky as shit. For, no reason. 2 different worlds that got fused. Well, so 5 is the one where there's a second set of light warriors. One of whom you meet very early. 5 is the one with Bart/Butts, who I'm not a huge fan of character-wise. I don't hate him, but I certainly don't adore him. Dawn Warriors. Yeah. Basically the Light Warriors. I wouldn't be surprised if they're literally called the exact same thing in Japan. Yeah, I don't hate Bart's. I just am I'm just kind of I don't know. I don't know how much I enjoy his time. 6 is obviously a classic. There's almost not even a point of really getting into 6 just because it is. If anything, I think the one negative, and I know that at the time this is a huge positive, but in hindsight it's become a bit of a negative to me, is that while an early draw of the game was that you just had a bajillion D, trillion D, Google Plexian number of party members, it does kind of get unwieldy after not a long time. Here we go. And I just kind of feel lost in it after a while. It gets very difficult to keep up with any of the characters' individual plot lines when there's 1,000 of them. Otherwise, though, great plot, great story, great battle system. I think 6 was 6 the first one that did ATB? Or was that 4? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it came earlier than 4 had to be first. Okay, yeah. World of Ruin Twist is badly implemented due to lack of direction indication of what's doable at your level versus what isn't. I could agree with that to a certain extent. I feel like because there's a very early point in the World of Ruin where the path branches, and one direction I recall being decidedly more difficult than the other. And it would have been nice if they leveled them to a point where either A, on the NES version anyway, or sorry, the Super NES version, that they were just, similar levels across both branches to their culmination, and then the second one would, I guess, just be easier. Or B, if they, in a remake, since it's a lot easier to make that kind of modification nowadays, have it be that whichever one you go through first has it leveled to a certain point, and then once you've beaten one side of it, the other side automatically has, its enemies level up a certain amount or something, Regardless, 6 is an obviously really great game. Not a lot to be said there. 7 is a little bit, not like controversial for me, but like I feel like I paint a target on my back a little bit when I talk about 7, because while I do like 7 and I like the tone and I like that they've fully jumped in the direction that 6 went in terms of like mashing up technology with the kind of, you know, swords and sorcery setting. Oh, that's just HP. I thought that meant MP2. I love the world of 7. Midgar is obviously very fleshed out. It's one of those, like, it reminds me of, like, not in terms of story itself, but, like, it reminds me of stuff like Lord of the Rings, in the sense that there is so much more backstory to everything than you ever see in 7, as evidenced by, was it Compendium of Final Fantasy VII or whatever it was? I feel like they milked the ever-loving shit out of that game universe to a point that it's to a point that it became pretty detrimental to enjoying those games. Because I can play Final Fantasy VII and be satisfied with it and be like, there we go, Final Fantasy VII. I feel like, especially with the remake coming out, I feel like they're probably going to work in more connections, side plots, or maybe even wholesale pieces of the related games, the other Compendium games, in ways where if you're not familiar with those, it's not going to make nearly as much sense. Also, the Fallout upon 7 has completely misinterpreted a lot of the good stuff in 7. That's true, too. Which one? Dirge of Cerberus struck me as a, like, to be fair, I have not played any of the Compendium games. I've played Final Fantasy VII to completion, and I've watched Advent Children pray for me. I will give Advent Children this. It does contain one of my favorite scenes in... I don't even know what to call it. It's not exactly a game, like, obviously, but, like, Japanese game-related media. I feel like Kingdom Hearts has some stuff that could similarly be described like that, but one of my favorite things I've ever seen in that is the scene where, is it Rufus? Who is the one in the wheelchair in Advent Children? I think it's Rufus. Bloink. A bunch of dorks trying to save the world because the people who are supposed to do it can't. All right. But yeah, the guy in the wheelchair being confronted by, you know, knockoff Sephiroth, and that's not me, you know, just casually dismissing it. Like, literally in universe, it's a knockoff Sephiroth, I think, is the idea. It's like one of the more... So in Final Fantasy VII, yeah, you actually see a bunch of failed Sephiroth clones, which I think, isn't Cloud supposed to also be one of them, or is Cloud just a regular-ass dude? But regardless, I think the idea was that the 3 bad guys of Advent Children are just 3 failed Sephiroth clones that didn't fail as miserably, because the other Sephiroth clones you see are, like, zombified, and some of them even collapse in front of you dead as you're marching through to fight, I think, Sephiroth and the Crystal. Is that Cypher Sephiroth? I forget the weird-ass names for those. But I actually... So, Advent Children, something I really like, is the scene where they confront, I think, Rufus in the wheelchair, and he's sitting there, and they're just like, you know where the head of where the Genova head is, because at this point Genova is literally just a head in a jar, and there's like a mystery about where Genova is, and they're essentially getting ready to beat the information out of, I think, Rufus. I'm just gonna keep saying Rufus until someone corrects me. And then he just kind of goes like, yeah, you're not gonna get Genova. And I was like, oh, why is that? And he goes, and he throws, because he's been sitting in a wheelchair with like a white sheet, like a blanket, and this entire time, and you see that like down between his feet, on the wheelchair is just the head of Genova in a fucking little tiny baby mother brain capsule. And he gets up because he's not wheelchair bound. It was all a ruse. And I think he shoots out the window first, or he just dives through it, but he jumps out the fucking window with the head. And at first you're like, damn, dude is ready to just fucking die for the sake of making sure Genova never fully, like, that Sephiroth never returns. But then, like, some of the Turks shoot these, like, grappling hook things into a nearby building, and they have, like, this net for him to fall into, but he, like, spikes the head. Unfortunately, I think the bad guys just, like, catch it. Like, they dive down and grab it or something. But as a super badass moment from, like, from just some guy, which I love shit like that in any sort of superhuman style media, when just, like, the normal dude does some crazy badass shit that throws everybody off their footing. Likewise, I actually really appreciate in Final Fantasy VII that Cloud is just a guy. Like, the big twist, because, like, so many of these games, especially Final Fantasy, your character is the light warrior, or the paladin, or the sacred hero of whatever. But in Final Fantasy VII, you start out by being like, yeah, I'm a super badass dark hero. I've squared off against Sephiroth before. And, like, the revelation and the realization later on, like, no, you didn't. Not only did you not do that, but the guy who did do that, but, like, the badass guy that you think that you fought for that, like, was not nearly as powerful at the time. And the guy who you think that... oh, shit. And the guy who did the thing that you're thinking of straight up got, like, impaled and thrown into a pit and killed. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of... It was a great deconstruction. Like, Final Fantasy deconstructing itself, its own tropes with that was kind of neat. Oh, boomf. But yeah, my biggest problem with 7 is while the story was very... the story was very interesting and dense, we'll say, it felt like the story was happening to the characters rather than the characters were causing the story, if that makes any sense. Like, it felt like all these huge things that were going on were going to happen regardless of the main party's involvement, and you just happened to be there for it. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, boy. There we go. Much better. Compared to 8, where the story is really fucking weird. So weird. There's a lot of weird shit going on in Final Fantasy VIII. There you go. The story is bizarre to a point where it doesn't really make a ton of sense. The mechanics are strange, even for a Final Fantasy game. But I kind of dig the characters. They feel more diverse and less and somewhat more multi-dimensional than they did in 7. 7, the characters, most of them felt kind of flat. What I liked about 8 is that the plot revolves entirely around your characters. Wow, I have no idea on this one. All right, I'll take 6. Like, the plot of 8 does not happen without your characters, whereas in 7, a good fucking chunk of that plot is going to happen whether your party is there or not. That said, I enjoy 7 and 8 just fine. Then you've got 9, which I will admit I have not played. I've played about an hour of it, and apparently it's a very common issue with 9. 9 I've heard very good things about. I've heard great things about it. I've heard it's an amazing game, and it's especially really good if you're a fan of the franchise overall, because it sort of is a big love letter to the 8 games that came before it, in addition to being just a really good game itself. Kurama Tengu. Whoop. Nope. But yeah, 9 I've heard is very good, but one of its biggest issues, from what I've understood, is that it has a tendency to lose people very early in the game. It doesn't really grab onto people quickly enough to really hold on, whereas, for example, Final Fantasy IV, I think within about 30 minutes, you've just destroyed a town without knowing that you were going to do that, and you're like having a panic attack about all of this stuff. And now here's this girl that you're suddenly, looking for and then finding, and then you're traveling together. And he got Diarahan, good. But yeah, no, I think 9 at some point I'll have to actually. Hey, nobody. The stage plays an interesting lead up. Yep. I forget at what point I dropped off. I think I got to the train, and then I was just kind of sort of bored by it, and I just kind of passed on it. 10 I love. I really, really, really like 10. I think it is. I think it perfects the turn-based system that like 1 and 2 and 3 had laid out before. Like all the turn-based stuff. All right, so all of them got at least some things. I'm at 67. Let's go back down. But yeah, no, 10, I love the plot. I find really interesting. It's another great. It in some ways it sort of calls back to Final Fantasy 1, where it's this bizarre cycle that you're trying to break. There's a lot of really neat twists. There's some really dark storytelling going on. I think that in 10 they definitely in 8 it feels a little forced. In 10 it does feel a bit more natural. There are obviously some issues with 10, but I like the puzzles. The temples, I forget what they call them, is kind of neat. We haven't talked to. It's not New Year's yet, so we haven't made that choice with Ryoji yet. I guess the question is, if I guess I'll make a second save file and then choose to choose to forget. I guess I can't imagine that what's left of the game after that is particularly long. I suspect that it's kind of like you go. Is it called the Cloister of Trials? Ah, man. For some reason, the Cloister of Trials thing is such a is so burned into my head because of Zelda games now that it doesn't even register as that for me. But yeah, the little puzzle sections with the orbs and all that is kind of neat. They get more interesting as they go. I like the fact that if you go out of your way to ultra optimally solve the puzzles, then you get awesome shit for doing so. Just really well crafted puzzles and things. Battle system's great. Overdrive is a lot of fun. Not Overdrive. Overdrive I think is 10. Oh no, I'm thinking Overkill. Just a lot of good shit for that. I really like 10 a lot. 10-2 I tried getting into, but it's so easy to get instantly lost. Literally immediately lost. Because the game's just kind of all right, you ready to start this game? Cool, here's your airship. Go have fun. And you're like, wait, no, hang on. I would like to... What am I doing? Where am I going? And the game's like, no, you got this. You're good. You got this. Yeah, just go. Just go. Just don't worry about it. Just go. Just go do stuff. I'm like, wait, but I didn't want that. That's just kind of how that goes. How close am I to leveling up? I feel like I'm going to have to do a second night of grinding in order to get to 69. Status? Oh, no, it'll be under... Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's probably about 10 battles on average to get to 68, but... Oh, man. So, I guess to continue moving forward through them, so 10, 10, 2, already described all that. Oh, also, I love the idea of Sin and the Church of Yevon and the whole thing with oh no, I've forgotten his name. The big I'm just gonna call him Chauncey. What the hell? He feels like a natural extension of character. He feels like he has all those transformations like Sephiroth. Oh my god. It's driving me nuts. I can't remember his name. He almost gets married to Yuna at one point. He's a maester, right? Yeah, Seymour. I think he's a maester, isn't he? But also the maesters, that whole thing. I forget the sorcerer before Yuna. Isn't she called like Yevon something also? I don't know. He just he seems like a Chauncey to me. But yeah, no, there's so much about 10 that I really, 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 really like. I even like Blitzball, honestly. Like, it's clumsy as fuck the first time you encounter it, but once you know kind of roughly how it works, it's actually, it's not bad as minigames go. 12 I also really enjoy. It feels it's a game that's styled after MMOs without being an MMO, and it really nails it, I think, from a single-player standpoint. Whoop. Yeah, I only got 4 out of 6. Apparently, everybody's really stupid this year. Anyway, 12 is surprisingly... Oh, no. Today we'll finally talk about magic right here in Japan, though I'm sure you think you're familiar with it already. You probably aren't. The view that magic is a dubious subculture is becoming more common. But what is swept into the corners of society today was once central to Japan. It could even be said that magic was invented in Japan. After all, Himiko of Yamataikoku was a shaman. She reportedly used magic called Kido to control the country. Sadly, we have no way of knowing what kind of sorcery that was. The same is true of Prince Shotoku, who established a centralized government. He practiced onmyodo, so in a sense, he was also a shaman. With origins like this, magic was naturally woven into the very fabric of Japan. In the Heian period, for example, the Bureau of Onmyo was established for onmyoji to expel evil spirits and give spiritual advice. You may be familiar with that from the legend of Abe no Seimei. Even in the age of the samurai, magicians played their part. Many generals who studied divination and military tactics could be considered magicians. Are you all listening? Don't become mesmerized now. Ehehe. Oh god, here we go. Get it wrong and you'll hear more taboo phrases. Oh dear. You surprised, it's me. There's a few Final Fantasy games on the Ouya. I regret that I wasn't able to grab any in full before the Ouya went down. Himiko, I believe... Oh, Jesus. Himiko used Kido, right? Yeah, okay. Trying to tying people, magic to people continued to the Edo period, but the new government formed during the Meiji Reformation stamped it out. Tsuchimi Kado Shinto, which had been revived during the Edo period, faded away. Interesting. Oh, well, there is actually a Final Fantasy game on the Ouya. I forget which one it is. Final Fantasy 3, I think. But again, we got the demo, so unfortunately, not even the demo. Do we even get the demo? I don't remember. I think I've tried to load it up before and it doesn't work. It's not one that I grabbed for Ouya Ono because it's not an Ouya exclusive. I think I just grabbed it because we saw it a few years back, but it's actually just a 3D. Yeah, right? Oh, Yuko, come on. All right, let's go find Band Kid. Let's see if we can make up with him. Let's see. Oh, but so 12. Yeah, 12 has a really vast sort of story. A lot of political intrigue. A lot of like the dark. It's part of the Ivalice. At the time, it didn't really have a name, but yeah, right. At the time, it didn't have a name. Now it's the Ivalice Alliance, but it ties into the worlds of Final Fantasy Tactics. I think not Tactics. I don't know how Tactics Advance actually slots into that stuff because technically Tactics Advance takes place inside a book. Whether the entirety of the Ivalice games take place inside of that story or series of stories, I'm not sure. But at the very least, Tactics, Vagrant Story, oh god, I know there's more. Oh, I forget off the top of my head. Tactics Advance is in a book, but TA2 is in the real Ivalice. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure about that. All right. I never got around to playing Tactics Advance 2 or Final Fantasy, was it 12 Wings of Revenant Wings, I think, is 12. Tuesday. Oh, God, so I can't even do that today either. All right, let's go find the Gourmet King. But yeah, 12 is really interesting. I love the setting of Ivalice. And I'm always a huge sucker for those. I wasn't sure how much I was going to like the MMO style gameplay and the Gambit system, but both of them actually feel really natural once you take some time to get used to them. I was actually pretty impressed how smooth that gets after a while. But yeah, otherwise, neat characters. I feel like not Balthier. Who's the pirate guy? I think that's Balthier. Kind of gets on my nerves a bit, but otherwise he's fine. Yeah, it's about to be Christmas. I'll get something to eat. I can hear my poor stomach crying sadly. Sure. But yeah, 12 was pretty rad. I liked it. It's a really easy game to lose a lot of time playing. That is for damn sure. It's also easy to wind up accidentally walking into really overpowered situations and get slammed. The dragon like monster Adramelech or Adramelech. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've always gone Adramelech, but I just kind of bumped into him once, just near the edge of a cave, and he absolutely fucking flattened me. I was way not prepared for it, and even when I went and grinded a ton and came back, I wound up not being anywhere near quite ready for it, and it was still a super tough battle. I'm going to go back to Tartarus since I want to get to level 69. Everybody doing good? All right. Go to Tartarus. Has all the main star. The Lucavi. Yeah. They're the like Zodiac style bosses and things. Like Velias, who is gonna live in my nightmares forever from Tactics. The first time I played Tactics was at my friend Chris's house, and literally we got to that point and we spent hours and hours and hours, because you go and you save, and then you take one step, I think, and you're immediately in this massively difficult boss battle. So if you're dumb enough to have saved after a previous battle, like you normally would in a game like this, you're now forced to fight this battle with whatever you had. You can't go to town, you can't grind, you can't do anything. Whatever you saved with, that's what you got. And I spent probably 4, maybe 5 hours grinding away on that, and then turned around and realized that Chris had been asleep for most of the night because this was suddenly 7 in the morning and the sun was up. So that was a thing. All right, Yukari's close to windbreak. So that's my Tactics story. Junpei's close to a thing there as well. Akihiko could use some levels. So Akihiko, Yukari. Akihiko, Yukari, Junpei, yeah. But that brings me to 13, where you spend about 40 hours in a corridor fighting specific battle after specific battle after specific battle. You get this really not well-crafted plot just shoved down your throat. And you're told it's really meaningful and important too. And it just isn't. It's not good. It's not moving. It's not a particularly interesting story, in my opinion. Weak to ice. Yeah, I'll let him keep that. But yeah, you spend 40 hours in this corridor, and then all of a sudden the game just goes, all right, cool. You've reached the planet. You've reached the surface of the planet. Have fun. And you go, wait, what? And you go, and now it's suddenly basically a big open world, but it's not like, oh, you've been traveling through the countryside, and you've been doing all these things, and yada, and now you kind of have an idea for the world, and the game's going to allow you to now explore it in full without the chains of the story holding you down. This is like, hey, here's an entire new overworld that you can suddenly explore, and every single monster has the ability to just annihilate you from the moment you set foot there. Literally the weakest monster on not Cocoon. Cocoon is basically the moon. I'm trying to remember what the actual like Earth is called in 13. The surface, I guess. Grand Pulse, thank you. The like weakest monster on Grand Pulse can probably kill you if you're not careful. Even if you have been masterful up until that point with like all your battles and items and skills and all that stuff. And you have to grind a fucking ton. You literally are probably going to spend another 40 hours just grinding, and it is maddening. There are things that you can do while you're there. There's a couple, like, I don't want to call them events, but there's this one thing you go into where you step on like a teleporting pad, and then you have two teleporting things in front of you, and you have to pick one, and you go through, you fight something, and you go and you have another two. It's like a little branching tree of little paths, and all I remember about it was that at the end of one of them, at the end of one of those paths, is a tonberry, and the tonberries are probably about the strongest that they ever are. Well, strongest is the wrong term because they're always effectively infinitely strong. But it is probably the scariest version of the tonberries that I can recall encountering. So that's one of the paths. Another of the paths ends with 3 of them that you fight at the same time. And it's almost fucking... I don't think I ever managed to beat the 3 tonberries together. Because they just one-hit kill you. And if they're all moving close... And once they take some number of turns to get to you. Once they get to you, they will stab a party member, I believe, every single turn. And... They will stab a party member every turn, and they will kill that party member every turn. I know they're always very strong, but this is one where, like, I think it's just because it's a party of them that really, like, makes it particularly fucking difficult. But so, yeah, you're going to spend 40 hours mindlessly. You're going to get exactly 0 story for the entire time you're on Grand Pulse. None whatsoever. So you just play a medium-sized RPG's amount of time just grinding, getting no story, and eventually you just have to decide that you want to go to the end of the game. There's literally just a portal that you can walk into whenever you decide to, and just walk to the last set of encounters to end the game. And when you do decide to do that, you go into this weird, kind of puzzly area where you have to, like, do, like, there's, like, moving platforms and things you have to, like, manipulate. And you randomly get this boss rush of, like, 3, 4, or 5 bosses that you've never seen before. Like, it's not like, oh, it's powered up versions of dudes. It's just completely random ass bosses. I remember none of them except for the one that made me turn off the game for good, who was this, like, shinobi guy who would attack you pretty strongly, nothing, like, devastating, but he had an ability where every time he hits you, or maybe it's just every turn in general, he gets a boost to his attack that I think multiplies it by like 50%. So the next turn, he still isn't really killing you, but he's starting to do some scary damage, and you have to keep up on it. And then the next turn, you're more or less getting one hit killed, and then after like 4 or 5 turns, if he hits you, he kills you. So now you've got one character who's trying to keep people alive and one character trying to just get any kind of attacks in. I could swear he had some kind of counter going on too. And I'm just sitting there, and I spent like an entire day just trying to do this one boss fight. And I think it was like the last boss fight before going to the final boss. And I was like, I don't want to go back to Grand Pulse and grind anymore. I'm just not interested in spending even more time doing this. And it really just kind of drained what little of the experience I was kind of learning to enjoy entirely out of me. Not to mention, too, I missed, too, there is a really interesting, very dickish way that the game proves to you right up front just how gnarly Grand Pulse is going to be, and that's that. So most of the monsters will really, really fuck you up, like just in general. Like you have to essentially like save and die several times to have an idea of what you can actually fight when you get there. You're probably going to run into something, go, maybe I can fight this. Nope, that thing just killed my whole party in 3 moves, so that's not going to work. You know, lather, rinse, repeat. Wandering around on Grand Pulse are adamantuses. Big fucker turtles the size of mammoths. And after a certain point, there comes a point when you're leveled up well enough that like you can run into one and attack it, and you'll get into a battle like any other monster. Until whatever that point is, and I don't know what the line actually is, if you touch an adamantus, especially, maybe it's not if you touch it, but certainly if you happen to be anywhere near its foot as it comes down, game over. You literally just die. There's no battle. There's no, dodge out of the way. There's no, oof, that did 400 hit points. You're just dead. Game over. Instantly. I don't know of any other immediate game over condition in Final Fantasy off the top of my head. I just do not know. So yeah, never quite finished 13. I've heard a bunch of story stuff for 13-2 and for Lightning Returns, and I'm just not interested. I don't know. I'm like vaguely interested in the like Majora's Mask-esque nature of 13-2, but like 13 itself just burned me so fucking badly that I'm like, I don't know that I want to put any energy into anything related to Final Fantasy 13 ever again. Not to mention Lightning is literally just a straight up XP of Cloud. Like, I think the devs have actually stated outright that she was designed to be essentially a reimagining of Cloud. Except Cloud actually had a, like, he wasn't just a dark asshole. Like, he actually did have a backstory that, like, mattered and was kind of compelling and was interesting to kind of reveal why he was the way he was. Like, I think there's a decent amount of interesting stuff going on for Cloud, whereas with Lightning, I couldn't have cared less about her backstory. It just wasn't interesting to me. She was just, if she was more expressive in the 13 days stuff, and the idea was that, like, this whole experience has turned her really, like, cynical and nihilistic and shit, even despite trying to, like, save her sister and all of that, like, I would feel less weird about it, but, like, she's just this emotionless robot for the entire game, and I just can't care about a character who has no emotion. And then, you know, 11 and 14 I never got into. I've never really particularly been into MMOs in general. Not like I'm against them. It's just I've never been able to figure out a way to have the time to really get into them. I played a bit of City of Heroes back in the day, and I played a very, very tiny amount of EverQuest because we got a free week of it on my computer when I was a kid.
There's only one.
They never put Lightning in Kingdom Hearts, at least. I was actually kind of curious if Lightning or Dark Prince guy from 15 were going to turn up in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I wouldn't blame them if they did. Like, there's no... I can't fault them for including the most recent, protagonists in Kingdom Hearts, but... I don't know. I could even see... I have no idea what the deal with Cloud in future installments of Kingdom Hearts is, but it would be kind of neat if they introduced Lightning as like a rival to Cloud in some capacity, or someone who's hunting Cloud. Something like that could be kind of interesting to sort of acknowledge that connection or whatever, But yeah, I never played 15 either, and the reason for that was, while I was interested in it, and I loved the fact that we were getting a version of Final Fantasy that was still, still had some sword and sorcery things going on and felt a lot like 6 and 7 and definitely 8, maybe a little bit of 10. Having a contemporary Final Fantasy game, one where the heroes are literally driving a car to get from one place to another, I thought that was really rad, and something that I was kind of like, it's about fucking time that we try something like that. I had heard from I'd heard about the game and its goods and its bads through friends of mine who wound up playing it. Like my friend Holly played a lot of 15, and hearing from her about like the good stuff in the game. It seems like the game tends to feel a lot like 12 when it comes to like battle and stuff. It's interesting to me that camping has become a really popular thing in games lately, because you've got Pokemon Sword and Shield have a camping system, Dragon Quest XI has a camping system, Final Fantasy 15 has a camping system. I don't know where that came from. I don't know who started that trend. Maybe it was 15. But all of a sudden, that just seems to be like everywhere in games. I don't know why. I think like it's a nice excuse to have your party interact with each other. I'm wondering if it's becoming a bit of a crutch for games, if they can't figure out a way to have your characters interact with each other naturally without having to literally stop everything and to be like, it's nighttime now, we're sitting together, and we will now discuss the day. I don't know. I had heard vaguely about the horrors of Chapter 13. I think it was Chapter 14. There is, I guess, a chapter of Final Fantasy 15 where you literally just can't turn around ever again, and the game, I guess, doesn't super let you in. Like, I guess the game kind of tells you, like, hey, we're probably not coming back this way for a while, kind of deal. But like, I guess it's just this massive, frustrating section of the game, and you have no ability to change your mind and turn around and go like, nah, I'd rather go back and do other shit. Like, once you're in, you're just in, I guess. Petting your Pokemon, replace it with waving a cat toy at them. Oh boy. Yeah. Sword and Shield. Man. I don't know how I feel about Pokemon right now. I feel like the Pokemon had an upward trend going from 1 through 2. I didn't really play 3 at all when it first came out, and I remember nothing about 4 other than the fact that I never bothered to finish it, but I really liked Pokemon Black. I was very, very much a fan of Pokemon Black. So 1 to 2 to 5, really awesome progression, looking better and all of that. I didn't dislike X and Y. It just didn't feel as solid to me as Black and White. I didn't play Black and White 2. X and White was fine. I liked it a lot. I would say it wasn't like a step down or anything. It was just kind of like plateauy, I guess. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire also generally liked a lot. Probably more or less on par with X and Y. Maybe like the teensiest little bit below, but not like enough to be like a problem or anything. Just like, my order of preference, I'd probably pick up, X or Y first before picking up Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, So That's that. And then we get to Sun and Moon, and like, there's a lot of like strange tedium to that one. And like the game really holds your hand a lot more in Sun and Moon. Not in the sense that like everything's easy, but sort of like some RPGs have this thing where they just don't know when to let their characters stop talking a bit, you know? They just kind of go like, everything has to be explained, everything has to be described. Hey, what's that? Camera pans over.
Did you see that, Shinji?
And then the text box comes up and goes, oh, look, it's a fence. Let's go through the fence. Like, they kind of over-explain stuff, starting with Sun and Moon. And that's a trend that seems to have definitely carried over into Sword and Shield a lot. I don't know. I can't say just yet if it seems like it's more. It does feel like it's more. It does feel like Sword and Shield just does not let go of your hand. At least as far into the game as we are right now. We're like about a third of the way into the game, judging by, you know, standard Pokemon progression. And it feels like the game is just like grabbing on tight and way beyond the point where it really should. I feel like by the time you get to this, like, before you get to the second gym, it feels like you really should be like, all right, and go. There we go. Let's Go does it a lot as well, though not nearly as much that I can quite recall. More so, obviously, than the original game did, but that's just because, you know, the original games had a very strong limit on text. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get further into the game. Obviously, a lot of this stuff can change. All right. Cool. Losing my train of thought, though. I've been kind of all over the place. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that we're getting 200 more Pokemon for free. I'm immediately... I will say that that now I can't help it. I really love ProZD, and I can't help it anytime someone's like, no, I promise this character gets better. All I can think of is his skit about exactly that. They're like, no, I promise this character gets better, and you overhear in the background, it's like, oh no, I peed my pants. Oh god, I'm so scared, I peed my pants. I'm like, no, I swear he's gonna get better. He's like, he's fucking stupid. He's terrible. I'm like, no, he's gonna get better, I swear. Flash forward to that point in whatever the like show is, and it's like, I have returned. I've been gone for a very long time, but now I'm here and ready to kick some ass. Like back in the present is just sort of like, oh god, I peed and pooped at the same time. Whoa. And that whole thing. So I do not believe you, I promise, but it does immediately evoke that exact, or invoke, I guess, that exact sort of remembrance from me, I suppose. Oh god, yeah, the type matchups thing is like, oh my god. I don't know whether he was telling the truth or not, but when John was around, I forget if he said it on mic, but when we had mentioned like, oh my god, Hop just never shuts up about, whoa, type you figured out type matchups. He said that as far as he could recall, the first time he doesn't say something about type matchups is literally the last time in the game that you fight him. Only in the last battle does he not say something about like, whoa, type matchups, or whoa, critical hit, which is mind-blowing. I don't know whether that's true or not. Obviously, that could be John misremembering or whatever. We'll see when we see, but it's true. Oh god. I feel like so I don't hate the critical hit one. I don't hate the idea of a character reacting to critical hits in like a whoa sort of way. I don't hate that. I think that seeming to happen once a battle with him in addition to more or less guaranteeing we're going to see the, whoa, type combinations and all that shit, like, that happens literally every bit. So it's kind of making it get old faster than it would probably on its own. Oh, shit. All right, let's get the fuck going. Oh, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. Shit. There we go. Oh, it's just a really tiny floor, actually. Holy shit. But yeah, I don't know. I hope Sword and Shield just feels so far kind of messy, I guess. I feel like they focused on... They spent so much time focusing on aspects of the game that are neat, but extra, that I feel like if they had spent their energy kind of like tying things up better in other areas, it might have made for a better experience, even if some of the side things wound up being a little less prominent than they are or seem to be. Like, all right, we got the curry system. That's neat, I guess, which you have to do as part of the camping system, which is neat, I guess. Like, it would be like if you're playing Ruby Sapphire and the bases thing was in there, but then they just kind of like dropped the ball and were like, oh, the evil team, they're shit. Okay, there's just a bunch of guys. They're just a bunch of dudes wearing red t-shirts or blue t-shirts, and they don't really do much. I don't like. Maybe I'm just being like down on it, and I shouldn't be, but I don't know. I hope that the game does get better. It's not like bad. It's just kind of underwhelming, I guess. It hasn't impressed me yet, I guess, is where I'm at. Dynamax and Gigantamax are neat, but they kind of don't feel like they impact the battles as much as they could or should. They feel like they just decided they wanted to do Mega Evolutions and Z-Moves again, but not call them that. When, frankly, I would have really liked if they actually, like, doubled down and brought back both of those simultaneously and, like, built on that. Like, fuck it, Mega Pikachu. Why not? That's basically what Gigantamax Pikachu is. It's a Mega Pikachu. So, like, why not do stuff like that? And, like, the Max and G-Max moves are just Z-moves. They're literally just Z-moves. I don't know. It just feels... It feels like way too similar of a mechanic to pre-established stuff that got more fleshed out in previous games. So it's kind of hard to be impressed by, oh, look, it's a giant Whimsicott or something. Because it's like, all right, I've kind of... Okay, so it just means that everyone's got twice as many hit points, and you've got a stronger attack. So if you both do it at the same time, it just kind of evens out. And it's more just, hey, we promise this Pokemon is really tall right now. So I don't know. I am looking forward to what I hope is going to be a good turnaround of the plot in terms of, and I know that I talked about this on mic, Pokemon Black and White did an amazing job taking a valid criticism of the world that Pokemon exists in, and it took a valid criticism of the world that Pokemon exists in and turned it into the plot of a game, and in a really compelling and interesting way. That one being like, is it actually okay to be catching and battling wild Pokemon in the first place? Like, is it okay to be catching wild animals and making them fight each other? That's been a valid critique of Pokemon since day one. Like, even PETA got in on that shit with Pokemon Black and Blue, which I can't imagine they didn't get sued for that. But I guess they could try to get under like parody clause or something. But what I would be interested in, so we've gone from a world in Pokemon Black and White where the plot is itself an exploration of that criticism, and where the bad guy or like your main rival doesn't even keep his own Pokemon. As soon as you get through a battle, he lets his Pokemon go, and he's got a completely different set of Pokemon the next time you fight him. Whereas now we have, in the Galar region, a celebration of Pokemon battles as sport. Like, literal sport. And it's been one thing in the past where it's like, all right, gym battles are like, all right, cool. There's, like, some celebration to it. It's kind of a tradition thing. But this is one where it's not just celebrated as, like, you're advancing in your knowledge of Pokemon and your skills as a trainer kind of thing. It's now literally massive, enormous, 10,000s of people, large stadiums. We encountered a character who outright said that he quit his job so he could watch Pokemon fights in the Modestoke gym. Like, holy shit. This is the level of obsession that people in Galar have with these battles and with the gym challenge. It's the polar opposite of what Unova went through in Pokemon Black. And there's a part of me that wonders and hopes that maybe they'll explore that as being like, whoa, is this entire system of the gym challenge that we have, whether in Galar or in general, like super duper wrong? Like, are we going way too far in our adoration of Pokemon battles and of the gym challenge and of our gym leaders to the way that they have gone from being like local heroes and general, like, you know, well-known members of the community to just straight up like celebrity status? Like, they are effectively treated like star athletes. Like, it's such a bizarre shift, you know? So I'm curious how or if the game will explore that at all. And if it does, then I'll appreciate that, and that'll definitely be points in favor of Pokemon Sword and Shield, if it explores that. And, like, that could also be something where if they don't explore in the main game, if the Isle of Armor with the dojo that you go through there, if that explores it instead, and, like, their whole thing is like, yeah, we don't really subscribe into the sort of, you know, blood sporty nature of the gym challenge, so we have a different way over here or something. Like, it's tricky because the entire point in Pokemon is that you're fighting Pokemon, whether you're going to make an, ethical argument for it or not. And obviously the only solution that Pokemon itself will ever be able to offer is, it might be slightly, controversial, but our Pokemon love us and they're our friends and we're together kind of thing, even though that sidesteps the entire question in the first place. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity to explore it, especially like Pokemon Black and White explored the ethics of Pokemon from the standpoint of, like, within a vacuum, basically. Like, it was exploring it within its own universe with no external influence whatsoever. Now we have a chance to kind of explore it from the lens of a more real-world interpretation, where it's like, sport is a really huge thing in the real world. So why wouldn't it be a huge thing in the world of Pokemon? So taking the more, controversial and, to an extent, I guess, toxic nature of sport and the celebrity status of sport, I guess, especially in, like, Western, in like, the Western Hemisphere, adding that to the mix gives you a good opportunity to really, like, dig in and, like, make an interesting commentary or make an interesting, like, point about the whole situation. Can you tell that I'm losing steam? I feel I've been talking almost nonstop for about 2 hours. I guess more like an hour and a half or so. But so yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Pokemon Gen 1 manga. Most gym leaders are part of Team Rocket. Yeah, that was interesting. What was that? Pokemon Adventures, I think. The bulk of them are part of Team Rocket, which is a very strange and interesting direction to take that. I don't know how I feel about that. It's definitely neat because it changes a lot of the dynamic of some of this stuff.
I couldn't finish it off.
Bummer. Because I think it was... I'm going to get this wrong. Obviously Giovanni. I want to say it was... oh boy. I think it was Koga, Lieutenant Surge, and Blaine?
That's the last one.
I'm not who I used to
No, maybe Sabrina. I'm trying to remember. Damn. Blaine wasn't a bad guy. Okay. Sabrina, Koga, and Blaine and Surge. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. So I guess I got it more or less right there. All right. Save and try to fight. Oh, God. I mean, I guess if I'm running out of opportunities, I could give it a go just for the hell of it. That was a really beautiful little card thing that it just did there. Just kind of spun the outside. Didn't do much else.
My skill level has increased.
Where am I at in terms of my level? I got to be getting vaguely close. 12,000 more. Jesus Christ. Here we go. I know, so I don't know a ton about most of the side games of Pokemon, but I would kind of love to see one of those games get fully realized as you know, a Switch experience, I guess. Like, I think, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is like the closest that the series has ever had to a full Pokemon game that's not a core title, I think, right? Like, all the others are like Pokemon, but it's a blah. And then, wow, you can do as low as 10. That's actually pretty fucking impressive. Coliseum is equal to... Yeah, Coliseum and then XD came after, I think. Mr. Dungeon got on Switch. That's true. Now that's a combined remake of the first set of them, I think, right? What if a normal RPG? Yeah, that's kind of what it struck me as, which is interesting. I actually, I almost put a tweet out and then I pulled it back at the last second, which was like, it was like, dear Pokemon fan game developers, I will be immediately interested in your game if you offer some kind of scenario where your entire team of 6 has to fight simultaneously against some greater threat. I've been wanting so badly to see a fan game that has you pull out your entire team to fight some like level 100 behemoth or something. And the only reason I didn't put it out there, even though I'm putting it out there verbally like this, is that like, so I've had some Pokemon fan game ideas in my head for a while. I don't know that I'll ever actually, act on them, but one of the ideas that I've had for a while is essentially that like there is at least one battle, if not the entire, if not like the final boss of the game, or like a bonus boss or something that requires you to have your entire team fight simultaneously, and it like would wind up changing the basic mechanics of it or something. But it would be really interesting to see that happen. There are other mechanics that I've had like as ideas that I'm sure other people have had ideas for as well. Oh no. She can already tell that something's up. Oh dear. What's the difference? It's only 4. Oh my god. Just do it. Let's just get this over with. I'm sorry, Yukari. I'm sorry, Yukari. But it is better defense and gives hit points. I suspect that this is the outfit that I think I've seen at this point a few times in like the intro sequence or something. Oh no, no it isn't. She's wearing her normal stuff. Okay. So that was easy then.
I can sense your determination.
It's interesting. There's been a few times now where the characters commented on like, oh no, you want to wear this, but then they don't actually wind up wearing anything different from normal.
My skills have improved.
All right. What did I got the something rod. Oh, Megaton rod, which I've got like 80,000 of, and I'm the only one who can use axes anymore. So like, it's not even something really worth looking at. Oh man, but yeah, there's other interesting. I guess you could call them illegal mechanics for Pokemon that I've had in mind that I would really love to do at some point. But, you know, that would rely on me actually learning how to properly make a Pokemon fan game and then doing it. Oh boy. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Come on. Oh my god. Sure. Keep moving. Oh boy. Come on. Oh, thank God. I was like, please don't let me do this after all of this stuff. Oh my god. Alright, back down we go. Yo, Roundhouse Kick. Hello, hello. And also, thank you very much. I should read LPs of the bad ones first so you know what not to do. Yeah, I do need to do that. I've read a couple bits and pieces here and there. Obviously, one major pitfall to avoid is, like, trying to be super dark and edgy is usually pretty cringy and pathetic and bad writing. I have, you know, obviously there are some ideas that I have that are a bit more on the, like, dark or dramatic side, but, like, not from the get-go, and not like, here's a world of Pokemon where there's 5 cults and they're all doing human and Pokemon sacrifices and yada yada. I think I just saved. I'm going to do it again because I'm paranoid. But yeah, that's a big one, is like the writing really needs to be actually decent. And making a bunch of meanie shit in there is also definitely something to avoid as well. Edgy grimdark without realizing the reason Pokemon works is that it avoids that entirely. Like, there are ways to... Is the Gen 5 team a cult? I guess they are almost a little bit in a sense. Team not Team Galactic, that's Team Plasma. They're almost they actually almost would qualify, but they do it in like a better way, I think. They actually have an ideology that they're working with. But yeah, there are ways to introduce dark, you know, tone and mechanics and things to these things without it being really awkward, like high school grade stuff, you know. I think today we'll learn about near-death experiences. Awesome. Merry Christmas. There's no real reason for it. They've just been on my mind. Oh, no. Mr. Atagawa, are you okay? Now, a near-death experience is... yeah. Dark turn has to be subtle, I think. Yeah, it needs to like, build, if anything. You got to start normal and build. Like, Earthbound, if you started with the insane dark shit of Earthbound that it gets into at the end, at the beginning, it would be terrible. It would be an awful experience if you just started that weird. Now, a near-death experience is defined as something an individual experiences just before death, or just before almost death. It's a near-death experience, not a pre-death experience. Is it true insight into the afterlife, or simply a trick of the brain? Opinions vary, but it is true that near-death experiences have been a hotly debated topic for some time. There are a few surviving records of ancient near-death experiences. According to the writings of Plato, a resuscitated soldier experienced the afterlife as a spirit. A similar incident was reported in Japan by ethnologist Kunio Yanagita in the Tono Monogatari. Psychologist Carl Jung wrote that in his own near-death experience, he saw a vision of the Earth from afar. I'm sure you've heard your own stories from famous or infamous individuals. I have a few first-hand reports with me today. Let me read you some of them. I felt as if my soul was detached from my body. I met a friend who had already passed away. I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. I saw the most brilliant light. I was bathed in light. I experienced complete and total happiness. This is called euphoria. These kinds of reports are typical. Some have attempted to make direct recordings of near-death experiences. Researcher Kenneth Ring has tried to quantify near-death experiences with a weighted core experience index. Modern efforts have led to a new theory of near-death experiences, which goes like so. If an individual who is dying denies that fact, he eventually realizes that death is a reality they must accept and becomes angry. As a result, he'll try to do anything he can to extend his life. But the futility of this leads to depression. In the end, he accepts his fate. Although he may initially deny death, we'll accept it in the end. That's just how we humans are. Is everyone listening? It's not every day you'll hear a lesson like this. Ee-hee-hee. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. What a fucked up, weird thing to teach high school students. Good Lord. Oh, man. What's the feeling of happiness in a near-death experience called? That is euphoria. Not utopia, which is like a paradise, or Yugoslavia, which is just a fucking country. You'll have a happy school life. Oh, God. There is an observably lower fear of death than those who have been through one. Perhaps it's because near-death experiences are surprisingly free of pain and suffering. I mean, that certainly depends. But this is not to say I'd want any of you to seek one out. Use the time you have here wisely, okay? That's all for today. Class is dismissed. Oh, man. It's a problem on Rick's end, actually. As far as I'm aware, it's happened to other people, too. If, some people were saying that it was happening to H-Bomber guy last week as well. Here we go. Oh, hey, baby. Nope. All right, so middle of the week is when I need to go find Band Kid. Where are you on Doctor Who? We are right up to the last season finale of Peter Capaldi, and we have watched none of Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor yet. I unfortunately am pretty sure I've had the big twist from this week's episode spoiled for me by like the entire internet simultaneously. Yuko, you're fucking killing me, girl. God damn. But yeah, I'm relatively sure that I know what the big thing is. In fact, not only do I know what the big thing is, I know what the aftermath of the big thing is, which is even more of a bummer because boy would that have been an awesome surprise to have gotten to without spoilers, but only so much you can do about that. Like, it's one thing, for a movie to come out and you go, oh, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid spoilers for this movie. If you don't know that there's going to be some crazy massive thing that happens in, a TV show, then you have no way of knowing that you need to avoid spoilers for it. So, oh man, that is my hope is that I just forget by the time we get there. All right, you hear a beautiful melody or unable to start a conversation with Keisuke. If you dedicate more time to the music club, you may have more to talk with them about. Oh, God. So I'm just going to be burning a couple days doing this. At least Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are all available for that, so that's good. All right, save. Going back into Tartarus again, and we're going to finish getting our damn level here. Aired a week later in the U.S. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, whoops, she's over here. Okay. Let's go to Tartarus. All right, so we're going to do this. As soon as we get to 69, we're going to save. I'll see if I can trigger death. Actually, no. I'm going to go down and do... I'm going to have to go downstairs to save anyway. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to do all the fusion stuff. Then I'm going to save. Then I'm going to go, try to trigger death. Is it literally just by being on a floor for a really long time? Alright. Yukari. Getting in the ballpark of Maragudine, so maybe. Mitsuru is just a million miles away from a Bufudine. But, alright, so... Oh, he's about to get Brave Blade. That could be good. So Akihiko and Junpei could be good. Ken could be good. All right. So Akihiko, Ken, and Junpei. I'm curious if we're ever going to get Aigis back in this game, or if that's just it for the journey for her. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I've noticed that anytime she says like there's a lot more enemies or there's no enemies, then like then death seems to arrive a shitload faster. Is that also the case for floors where you're separated at the start? There we go. It is also for that one. Okay, that's fair. Well, let's see what we can do. If we get to a special floor particularly early in this run right here, then we'll just go for it, because why not? Whoop, okay. In fact, let's just run right up to the next one, in case it does trigger it early. Oh, hello. What? How? What even just happened? Oh. They're all vanishing very quickly. Oh, okay. So it's not a golden floor. I guess she didn't say anything about it, but... Oh, man.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Bliggity, bliggity, blarg. Right.
Enemy defeated. Last
Do
one.
do 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 do. All right.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Okay. Cool. All right. Ah, something in my eye. All right. So, how much do I need? I need 8,300. Okay. All right. We'll get there without too much struggle. So as soon as I get to 69, I will then check the rest of my team and see how close they are to whatever their next like skill is, and depending on where we are with that, we'll like go from there. Give me some fucking experience things. Why are they being so cheap on not handing out experience? What is the wands? I guess. Because cups is HP. Swords is weapons. Pentacles is just money. So I guess it'd be wands, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze so badly. For some reason, lately, as it gets late at night, it feels like my allergies get worse.
No shadows detected. The battle's
Excuse me.
over.
Ooh. Like, I'll get that sensation of needing to sneeze much more frequently at night. Oh, shit. There we go. Than I will during the day. I don't know what the deal with that is. It will occasionally be a problem just, like, in bed, too, where, like, if I'm awake after a certain point, I'll just feel like I need to sneeze a lot more, just kind of at random. All right. I think when I do opt to fight death, I'm going to probably make a point of grabbing my best healers and switching them in for that, just because I assume that death is going to be using a shitload of like Mudoon kind of stuff, if not whatever the hell that special move is that is just like 80% do it with like dark, or it may just have auto death stuff that is elementless, which would seem more up his alley. Its alley, I guess. Do you want the strategy? No, not yet. I wanna give it a shot first and see what happens. Alright. Wow. The fact that it can be done at 10 makes me feel like there's certain actions you can take that will make the odds better than otherwise. So I'll be curious to see how things pan out.
I couldn't finish it off.
Like if it's just a matter of like it does attacks that auto kill, but it can only do like one at a time or something, then oh yeah, all right, that's fair. Yeah, Persona 4 for that one. If it's a matter of it just auto kills a character at random or something, then that might be it. Does it work the same way between 3 and 4? Oh, actually. Healing. Pretty close, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Either it's going to have, special skills that are like auto death that are elementless or something, or he's just going to do an insane amount of damage. Or maybe he does a certain percentage damage guaranteed. And as opposed to like, oh, it's like gravity where it's 50% of what you have left. It's just 50% period or something. The insane amount of damage thing. All right, fair enough. So, all right, well, we'll have to see how that goes then. Skills you have for normal ones. Oh, all right. Where am I at for... I'm just going to go for it. Let's do it right now. I just saved downstairs. I haven't done much. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. Beat the Reaper in one hit. Only on the easiest and hardest difficulties. Oh, that's weird. That's very interesting. All right. Let it be known as I sit and literally wait for death that at no point in the game was I forced to encounter death against my will. At least up to this point, 29 episodes, 29 streams in, we're now like 95-ish hours into this thing. I guess 94-ish hours into this thing. I never fucked up the cards. Sexy heels. And I never face-planted death in the middle of the floor. Curiosity, mostly. We'll only lose like 5 minutes when we almost certainly die. Oh, we had a lot more time than I thought we did. Any day now.
I have a feeling that death is near.
All right.
Be careful. I
Yep.
sense death.
Yep, you already said that. Okay. All right, where is it? All right. Come on, buddy. Come and get your din-din. Oh,
That shadow is dangerous.
yeah, no shit. The Reaper.
I'll scan the target.
Oh, will you now? Okay. Do. Let's just see what happens here. He might use magic, but I have a feeling he's going to use his scythe. Nope, I guessed that wrong. Ooh, super almighty damage. That sounds about right.
Kun is unconscious.
Ho ho! Woof. Oh, gee, thanks.
Are you okay? Please be more careful.
I'm going to try this real quick here. I've already super fucked it, so whatever. Oh, that can't be deflected. Or is that just an ability of his? It's unreflectable. Okay. I didn't know if that was a reflectable thing, so I would have done that slightly differently if I knew that, but... Okay, all right. I may give that another shot either now or later, but that's... Knowing that it's not reflectable does make a difference, so... Okie dokie. Let's go back in. Heavy damage for every single element. Nice. Is it just that Medigolaon is unreflectable itself, or is it that his spells specifically are unreflectable? Can sense if you're immune to a thing and go nuts if you are. Ah, fair enough. Megidolaon is unreflectable? Okay. That makes sense. I mean, the whole idea is that it's supposed to be, like, ultra amazing damage stuff, so... Sounds about right. I think if I had 2 more attempts at it, I probably would be able to formulate a good strategy. The next would be, like, alright, now what happens if I just flat-out physically attack? And then another one would be, what would happen if I tried,
3 of them. Strike first.
if I tried using Megiddo against him, you know?
Enemy defeated. Last one.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Can't be repelled or resisted. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Oh, I still got him before he got me. So at least it'll be neutral.
Watch out. There are 4 enemies.
Alright. I guess it makes sense. It would try to avoid sending something back to itself. But if it's got Megiddo, like it's I can't imagine why it would ever not just want to use Megiddo basically always. Strong against every element sounds about right, yeah. So that's the one like benefit to my particular build right now is that even if he is strong against all elements, I wonder if I could crit him, you know? With just a physical attack. Like, so long as he's not repelling stuff. Yeah, no, I know, I assume the physical elements are in there too, but even if he resists them, a critical hit would still, like, do a lot of damage and, I guess, potentially knock him down if he can be knocked down? Hits your weakness with a single target attack, you could get multiple turns, also true. Interesting. You can crit on resists, yeah, so exactly, yeah, so it might be an opportunity based on that, too. I saw that was another death one there, but I also do just kind of want to... Ah, Jesus. I just want to get that level so I can be done with grinding, you know? Yep.
There are 2 of them, and they're shook up.
They're all shook up. Uh-huh. Ooh, yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad. I'm Don Nos.
The enemy is getting stronger.
Reaper can be knocked down. Okay, so yeah, so I feel like, at least for me right now, that's probably the strategy to go with, is like, just wail on the son of a bitch. And hope things go well. The only, yeah, is just like, pray that you can crit him, knock him down. So I guess the question then is like, do we gang up on him, or is the idea that once you knock him down, you try to like you try to like fix your team. Because I feel like if you're at a point where you're like, just please get knocked down, that you're just like wail on him and hope that you're just strong enough to knock him out in one go. All right. Kurama Tengu. To knock him down, you make him waste his turn getting up. Once you knock him down, you make him waste his turn getting... Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because it seems like he basically gets a turn just stupidly fast. So he probably gets his turn, like, as immediately as possible after he gets knocked down in the first place. So you just then knock him down again and again and again.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Only New Game Plus? Ah, bummer.
Enemy left.
Last one.
Ah, boo.
Here.
Come on, guys. All right, Junpei, it's on you. God damn it. That's what I said. And yeah.
I can sense your determination.
You're determined. All right. Cool. Awesome, awesome. I'm going back and forth in circles. Well, not in circles, in arcs, I guess. Alright. You only get new game. Let's have a cutscene scripted battle, maybe. New Game Plus, and that is the case for all the Persona games. Is it the same one each time, or? Oh, interesting. But there's just, in each Persona game, there's just a New Game Plus Persona, is basically what you're getting at. I wish I could remember what half the fucking statuses meant. They're all so goddamn samey sounding that it's hard to remember what the fuck they do. Because there's like panic and oh my god, I don't remember which ones are which. Like which ones there are in the first place. I could swear maybe it was panic. I thought there was one that like prevents you from casting spells or something. Heavy slash damage to one foe multi-hit. Interesting. Maybe it's time for Growth 2 to go away. I'm having a very hard time. Deathbound I should keep along with Tempest Slash because it's on everybody, which is great. Null Dark is really damn good to be able to absolutely eliminate dark attacks from one hit killing me. Auto Marakukaja and Mataru Kaja are just generally fucking good to have, especially as we're dealing with like higher level stuff. Heavy Master is great because I'm using an axe. Mataru Kaja as a re-uppable thing will be good for longer battles. Meteorahan is really good just in general. Fully restores party's HP. It's expensive as shit, but it's really, really, really good. I feel like Growth 2 is the least useful one, and I'm just constantly using Raphael anyway. So, and I can always merge something else in with it to get Growth 2 back. So I think it's going to be Growth 2 for this one. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Let's do it. And now Raphael is maxed out on levels. Speaking of levels, where am I? 4165. Okay. All right. Come on. Go. Hey.
5 enemies, and they seem rattled.
All right, so. Down. Deathbound.
Enemy defeated.
Well, I got 4 of them. It's good enough for me.
Did you see that, Shinji?
I did. Oh, Shinji. Well, I won't speak for him. Okay. All right. Cool. Percentages are all between 66 and 69. Excellent. So we're going to get to 69 and then be all good from there. Oh!
There are 2 of them. Attack.
Right. Boom.
1 enemy left.
Last one.
I mean, we may. I don't know which one that one is, so we'll have to see as we keep moving. All right. Okay. 77. Oh, yikes. I mean, we can try to get there. I don't know if we're quite... It really depends, and please don't, answer this for me, but it really depends on what happens after New Year's in terms of, like, how much game actually remains after that, whether there is a January or not. I assume that there's a January, like that there are at least a couple weeks, if not the full month. If not more. He did say that we died by spring, so like there may be a bunch more going on time-wise, but I assume that things are winding down. It just kind of feels like there's a lot less left to do rather rapidly. So, right. Enough. Boing. Alright, eyeball demons. Boo.
Still alive.
God damn, Ken. Alright. Don't get cocky, kid. Alright, pick up our triager. Got to be around, what, like 2,800 left? 2,400 left. All right. Oh, we're so close. Let's go up to the next floor. That is a good question. The stream is currently going, yes. Though it sounds like we were having issues with the error 1000 thing, so I don't know what the current status on that is.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, another. So 800 brings us to about 1,600 and change. There we go.
There's 1 enemy.
All right.
Attack.
There we go.
Great battle.
Wow. Ooh, there's a lot of death in this one.
Die, all dead.
Well, thankfully that one was a much slower spin than it normally gives me, so...
So much dead.
Yep. So about 1,200 experience to go. Oh, shit. Oh, really? He got me? That's not good. There's 4 of them. Oh, boy. Ugh, that's bad. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. It's gonna be sad. Well counted, though.
Yep. Okay. Jesus Christ. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. That's the thing, is getting ambushed can just kind of randomly fucking kill you at this point.
No, I'm familiar with it. It's,
Oh, there we go. Ah, that sucked. Alright, we can run him back, so that's good. Oh god. No, no. Let's see. Eek. A Tonka impression involves literally slurping on, like, the corner of my eye. She's very cute about it, though, says Sarah.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Nope. The VPN thing is we've tried both versions of it, and it's happened on both sides, with or without it. We've seen it happening to other streamers as well, including some with much larger subscription bases and follower bases, and it seems to just be a thing that Twitch is doing, which is super fucking annoying, unfortunately.
Yes, my skill level has increased.
Okay, so where's the rest of our team at before I bail on this? Quick status. He's getting close to Diarahan, but, like, I don't want to do 3 more levels with him right now. And we got Ken. 63. Spearmaster is 2 levels away. I think I'm going to save that for another session as well. And Junpei, he's at 64. Brave Blade is 4,000 experience away. Oh, I think I'll stick with it just long enough to get him Brave Blade. We're really close to him having that, so that could be useful. Ah, come on. The stick on this controller. I've noticed it both. I think it's just that the controller is getting old, because it's happened both in this game and in Kingdom Hearts, where every once in a while it just kind of stutters a little bit. So I think it's just that the either the band inside or the sensors or something is starting to wear down a bit. Right.
4 enemies. They seem rattled.
They seem shook up. They seem rattled. Ah, I always miss one.
Did you see that, Shinji?
Did you see that shit? Alright. Cool. Wait, aren't you playing this on a PS3 and Kingdom Hearts on a PS4? Yes, I'm using the same controller, though. I'm using the same PS4 controller for both.
There's 1 enemy.
Right.
Attack.
Yeah, crit. Oh, so good.
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, look at that pursed lips. Yeah, you just use a micro USB to USB cable, and you can connect it directly into the PS3. And it works just fine. Right. Hoobada-doobada-doob. Alright, 100,000 yen. Nope, nothing there. And nothing there. I guess we can go up this way. Boom! Okay. Oh, we're so close to getting Junpei's level so we can fucking leave.
All seem agitated.
They don't all seem agitated. One of them seems agitated.
Enemy left.
Don't lie to me, Fuka. How dare you? What do you think this is?
Did you see that, Shinji?
You see that shit? You see that? Did you see that shit, G? Oh, jeez, I thought that was an enemy for a second. I was like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. All right. Boink. Just find roughly $1,000 lying around? Yes. Yes, I did. And I took it. I didn't even look around to see if someone dropped it. I just kept that shit. Oh! My crit seems to have jumped by like 20% in the last one level that I've gained.
Great battle.
Come on, man. I found a grand. Yes, exactly, right? Everybody finds $1,000 inside your school at night. That's the best reason to stay at school at night. Hide and you look around, and somewhere among the piles of blood and strange monsters lurking the halls, you'll find $1,000. It's literally guaranteed. You can't go wrong. Hey, there's the stuff.
Good job.
Now that's the stuff. Hostess. Oh, nice. We even got one of these. All right. There we go. All right. So another 700 experience. We got to be about halfway done with Junpei's last 4,000 experience points. So we got probably about 2,500-ish left to go. Nice. Very nice. There we go.
Did you see that, Shinji?
And we climb. Alright. Whoop, hello. Alright.
There are two of them. Attack. Enemy defeated.
All right.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Junpei is leveled up.
So we got his level up, so he's gonna have Brave Blade. He's gonna have Beyblade.
Surprise attack. There's only one.
Quickly do this. Nice.
Good job.
Do the golden hands just literally have one hit point? Because it seems I don't think we have ever like landed a hit that hasn't insta-killed them. Wow, look at that. 1,010,000 yen on the dot. That is a very bizarre exact sort of number to land on there. All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. Yes. Oh, God. She pays food and leaves no tip. All right. Okay. So let's save before we do fucking anything. They have 100 hit points. All right. So, like, the odds of not being able to do that much... It seems like their defense is, like, 0, though. So, like, the odds of doing less than that seems to be almost non-existent. All right, here we go. Let's do this shit. Okay. How many? I have 12 right now, so I need to, like, clear some space. Ooh. Abaddon, huh? Strength, magic, and endurance all one, but agility and luck are 99. That sounds about right. These guys are getting the exact same... Oh, you know, I assume maybe they just can't get all these, like, awesome, like, Hama spells and things. Is he done yet? Resist Dark. I think I can live without... I think I can live without Resist Dark advancing. Nothing really good off of that. Eerie Sound, Evil Touch. Oh yeah, that's right. Alice is like a super crazy fucking thing too. Seth can keep die for me? Oh Jesus, no. Good, thank you for reminding me. I did not register first. Very, very good call. Kumbanda. Yeah, just generally better there. Alright. Kurama Tengu. Oh, this one's kind of tough, because, like, the one that we have registered is a better one, so I'm going to say no. Even though this one's 5 levels higher, this one's got much better skills, so I'm going to say no on that one. And Raphael, yeah, dude, definitely. Look at Strength 83, Magic 84, Luck 83. That is bonkers. Alright. So let's put Kurama Tengu into something, because, like, I'm just kind of tired of looking at him. Can't do anything with Alice, so that's sort of a bummer. Oh, wait. I did a 2-1, not a 3-1. Ooh. With Kali, we can get Anubis. Oh, wow. He's got Mahama on and Mamudo on. That's kind of interesting. And Counter-Strike. And he'll learn Makarakarn. Can I get a better batch of... Whoops. Can I get a better batch of moves in there? Growth 1 and 2 means that he'll get levels even when I'm not using him quickly, which is nice. But the other skills that are coming along with aren't incredible. Repel Dark and Megiddo. Oh, God. Ooh, there we go. Die for Me and Growth 1 and 2 seem like a fun combination. I think I'm going to go with this. Yeah, and everybody else is registered, so, like, I can always, like, buy back anybody I need. I have yet to do a thing for Judge. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. I just need space is kind of the thing at this point. All right. Okay. All right, so now I need to make Lilith. And not seeing an immediately clear way of doing that with 2. So let's try looking at some 3s, I guess. Melchizedek, Chernabog, Hokuto, Seikun, Jatayu, Uriel, Byaku. Oh, sorry, Gabriel. Right. I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen Gabriel in here either. I think I need to grab Well, it's going to be thrown with other folks, I guess, right? Because another justice one. There's Raphael. Oh, am I going to need to use... Wait, no, Raphael is lovers, not... Okay. Actually, no. There's Horus. Okay. Addison Chernobog. Horus and Uriel. Seth and Hellbiker. Well, how many of these can I make this way? Ooh, I could probably make a pretty fucking nice... that's not the best. Aeon. God damn. Hama Boost. Hama On. Rakar Marakunda. I think I can do better than that. Growth 2. Hama On. Rakarm. Evade Wind. Mediarama. I get Deathbound. Hama Boost. Evade Wind. That's not bad. Yeah, let's do... Who am I mixing for this? Oh, god damn it, I chose the fucking wrong one, so I'm gonna... Okay. Anubis and Throne. Let's see. Seth and Hellbiker might be a slightly easier to put together one here. Did we see Addis earlier? Excuse me. My God. Have you social linked Mitsuru at all? I don't know that I have. I don't think so. Oh, I never talked to Mitsuru after getting my my test results. Damn. Come on, man. Well, there's Horus. Horus and Uriel. So if I do Horus, Succubus, Lakshmi, and Anubis, that's fine. That's actually not a bad set, all things considered. Let's do it. Yes. We'll do Uriel after this. Alright. Born of thee, and I shall walk by thy side. Oh, it's the dying young man. Right, because he was the son. Alright. Auto Masukunda. Alright. Boofodine. Oh, he gets growth 3. Damn. I don't know how I feel about mind charge. Like, I guess you're doing well, actually that's gonna cost stuff too. I was gonna say, oh, it'll be like half the magic cost, but you gotta cast that too, don't you? I think mind charge can go. We're about to make Gabriel. Ooh, Repel Dark. Oh boy. Maybe Magarula? What is Masuku? Oh my god. Masuku Kaja. I really hate that it's like, oh, automatic Masuku Kaja. It's like, tell me what the fuck Masuku Kaja means. Increases party's hit and evasion rate. Okay. I don't think I particularly hugely... I mean, that's nice, but... No, I did not fuse Thanatos. Let's knock that out. Alright, now for Uriel. I'm probably going to have to re-get people in order to get Uriel here. Oh, there's Hellbiker. It's literally just fucking Ghost Rider. I love that. Oh, that's actually a really solid one there. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? I'm also filling up my compendium a little bit, which is nice. Oh my god, it's amazing. I'll give you a ride to the far side of hell. Oh my god. That's the most ridiculous fucking thing. So fire amplifier. Alright, I get vicious strike. Alright, endure. Well, if I've got Miragi dying, I don't need Miragi on, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'm going to do that after this one right here. Alright. So I either need Seth or Uriel from here. Whoops. Horus. Yep. And Hellbiker. Yep. So I probably don't have Seth or Uriel's stuff remaining at this point. Not looking particularly good. Oop. What is that? Kartikeya. Anybody happen to know what I can fuse together to make Seth? I have plenty of cash to burn in order to make it happen. Chernobog, Dionysus, and Gur. Do I have Dionysus and Gur? I don't think I do. Oh, I have Gur. I don't have Dionysus. No. Melchizedek and Biako. I don't think I've got either of those. I may have Biako. I don't think I have Melchizedek. No, I don't have those. Do I have Bishamonten? I don't believe I have Bishamonten. Biako also works with Siegfried or Anubis. We haven't made Siegfried yet at all, which is going to have to be a thing as well. But Biako also works with Siegfried or Anubis. So I haven't made Biako yet is I think the bigger issue. I might be able to make Shiva. I can definitely make Shiva. I think I've had Shiva at this point. Actually, wait, have I had Shiva yet? Maybe I haven't. No, I don't think I have. Shiva and Black Frost. Okay, Black Frost I'm positive that we've had. Because we used Black Frost for a while. Or was that? Yeah, there we go. There's Black Frost. We have not done Shiva. Abaddon. Did I, like, just make Abaddon? No, I almost just made Abaddon. Oh, goddamn. I can make Abaddon. Because I've seen it in my list of stuff. I just need to actually, like, make it. What would make Shiva? Because I can just grab Black Frost right now and then put that with Shiva if I know how to make it. Okay. Shiva's too high level. Oh, perfect. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this thing up here. Fusion calculator. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, give me a second here. Dekarabia and Satan Taisei. Did I do Satan Taisei? I did not. Lilith and Hellbiker. Well, I'm still... I've got Lilum. I don't have Lilith. Holy cow, there's so many things in here. Jesus Christ. Sorry I'm being so quiet. I'm just like, this list is gargantuan. Okay, well, let's try something a little different here. Let's look at this. And I will jump that way. Oh, let's try to keep it to 2. A lot of pretty fucking high-level dudes here to make this one work. Seth and Raphael. Oh. Whoops. Masakato, can't get to that. Seth and Hellbiker as well, which means I could keep Raphael, or I could merge Raphael into something bigger and more interesting. Let's get Uriel. I have Horus, so let's just get Uriel. Oh, you can make it out of, like, really basic shit. Uriel is clearly the answer here. Gur, Lilim, and Pixie. Like, these will make a Uriel, apparently. Gur, Gur and Lilum. Lilum and Gur. All right. I love that these three will fucking make that. That's the most mind-blowing fucking combination of this whole batch. The stuff it inherits is going to be garbage. So, like, it doesn't even matter. But, like, we can just make a level 60... We can make a level 63 persona from fucking scraps, which is kind of incredible to me. I assume Aeon is Mitsuru, or maybe that's Justice. All right. Okay. And is Aegis. Oh, I guess. All right, fair enough. All right, so now Horus and Uriel. That's a pretty nice batch of stuff there. I guess I already repel light, so null light is actually not useful. Let's try another one here. Repel dark. That is actually really good. That's a great combination. Yes. And because it's got growth 2 and 3, I can let it get... I could let it get experience in the background, but I may as well just... Actually, how do the growth... Like... Oh. Interesting. It's got an item inside of it, too. Or, sorry, 1 and 2. Like, do those stack? How does that work exactly? Is there a combination of growth abilities that would result in... that would result in actually getting more experience by not being in battle? Because Kurama Tengu seemed to get a fucking ton of experience. Just chilling. First of all, let's register... Definitely register that, because that's actually... Despite not getting any extra levels for it, that's a really good set of abilities there. Alice Mott, Samael Loa, Pale Rider, and Ghoul. Oh boy. Why can't I sort them by name? Alice Mott, Samael. Alice Mott. I know I have Alice. I'm pretty sure I've got Samael. I'm pretty sure I got Mott as well. Alice and Samael, yep. I don't have Mott. Mott. R1 will do it by level, but not by name. Like, I want to be able to sort by name. Loa, Pale Rider, Ghoul. I have Hell Rider. Oh, I do have Pale Rider. Are they all Death Archon? Are they all Death personas? They're all Death? Okay, the ones that I have are Alice, Samael, and Pale Rider. I do not have Loa, Mott, or Ghoul. Mothman and Succubus make Mott. Okay. I guess I've got... I got some time here. Mothman and Succubus, huh? Okay. Mothman. Succubus. Let's see. What makes Loa? Lamia and Vitala. Do I have Lamia is the question. I think I do. I have Vitala. I was literally just highlighting it. Lamia. For these specific ones at this point, I guess, yeah. And Vitala. Oh, my old buddy Vitala, yeah. And the ghoul. I guess Lilim. What's the... Oh, Nigi Matama and Jack Frost or Lilim. Alright. Let's do it. Alright. So, ghoul. Sure. Alright. Ugh. Gross. Ugh. Oh, good. This is... Oh, they're all going to be Mysterious Boy. Right. Is this thing going to max out from being that low of a level and getting a level 10, like, boost? Oh, my God. Well, the answer there is yes. Oh. Well, that could... Let's get rid of Marin Karen. Or Marin Karin, or whatever the hell. Alright. Okay. Let's get Loa. Ugh. Okay. It's literally just a fucking snake in a skull. You and I are two sides of the same coin, remember that. Makes a bit more sense now. I don't know if that's exclusive to Death Personas, but it certainly makes more sense now. Alright. Alright. Sure. Yeah. Alright. Succubus and Mothman make Mott, or Moat, or whatever. Whoop. And I assume the 6 of them come together to form, like, Beelzebub or whatever. Ugh. Oh, Thanatos. Ah. Alright. So we have... So insta-kill 1 foe. Chance of insta-kill all foes. Instant kill all foes with high odds, so I don't need Mamudo if I've got Mamudo on. And Mudo boost. So I've got Mudo on and Mamudo on. Oh no, that was the one that was just there a minute ago. Let's see. Still fearing all foes. Distresses all foes. Makes one foe panic. Instantly kills one foe who is fearful, so fear is good. I guess I'll get rid of Eerie Sound. No, I'll get rid of Pulinpa. Reminds me too much of Tingle. Okay, not quite enough to get Resist Light, but that's fine. Alright. So now, we go back. Let's register all our new dudes. And let's grab the other 3. There we go. So, Alice. Samael. And Pale Rider. Alright. Fuse personas. Alright. Hexagon spread. Oh, look at all these. Good lord. Sun, Moon with Devil. Jesus. And yeah, here's Thanatos at 64. That's an awful lot. Mudo on. Mamudo on. Like, can we maybe... Oh. Thanatos. This is my buddy from the start of the game. Duly noted. I'm going to back out and hope that I can get a draw that's not just a fuckload of Mudo. That's actually worse. There we go. Mudo, Mamudo, Megiddo. There's some good stuff in here. I got Megiddo La, though, so, like... I mean, I've kind of done a shit job with a bunch of these, so, like... Oh, yeah, let's see if I... Okay, yeah, I guess that's... I guess, I don't have to back up quite so far. Die for me, but a lot of other garbage. We can do better than that. Evil Touch. Mudo Boost, Mamudo on. Ooh, that's a pretty good combination. I kind of want Die for me, though, honestly. Life Drain. Die for me. Oh, can I get Die for me and Mamudo on? Those would be... The two of those would probably be... excuse me. The ideal there. Mamudo on. Die for me with just regular Mudo on. Die for me, Mudo on. Come on, we can do this. There we go. Alright. Oh, we're gonna get an ass load of levels, too. Woof. Hello. This persona seems to be holding something within itself. Oh, dear. This is going to be interesting. Alright. Alright. So, instant kill one foe, instant kill all foes. Chance of... So, Mudo we don't need since we have Mudo on. One-hand sword master. What the hell? Increases damage dealt by a one-handed sword. I guess, oh... I guess I didn't need Mamudo on and Die for me at the same time, since Die for me is, like, way higher of odds. I guess we'll get rid of Mamudo on, then, since we have Die for me. Yeah. Ooh, Brave Blade? Oh, it's at 71. There's no way. Okay. Alright, let's go and register that. Okay. We now have 62% of the compendium complete. Holy cow. So we need to get... So let's switch our persona here to Gabriel. Oh god, those stats are not nearly as good as Raphael was. Ugh. But Mabufudine will come in 2 levels. I guess there's also the hang on a second. There's also the growth stats that are in there. Let's see. Growth skills apparently do not stack. That makes me very, very sad. That makes me very, very sad. It sounded like Oh wow. Okay, so basically, I will get I can get half the experience of doing battle just by being there. Growth 3 apparently like just lets you get the same experience as if you were in battle, without like it gives you 100% of the experience. Well, I won't equip it until it's time to actually use it, because like I'm not gonna grab it immediately here, because I think it's gonna take me a little bit. I'm not about to jump back into Tartarus and do like 75,000 experience points worth of grinding right now. That is a little bit much. I am gonna do one more day in game to see if I can get either Yuko's thing finished, or if I can get Band Kid to stop hating me. One of the two would be nice. Oh, do we not have school today? Today is the Emperor's birthday. There's no school. Okay, well that kind of puts the kibosh on that. So I guess that'll be a Thursday thing. Oh, hello. So is everybody meeting in pairs to decide that they are going to fight?
Go visit your mother's grave.
Well, is that none of your business?
Oh, hi, Sonata-san.
Is this where you should be?
He can be wherever he wants to be.
Well, I was planning to. But when I thought about what I was gonna say to her, it just didn't feel right. There are things I still need to do before I talk to her again.
Yeah, same here. I don't have anything I need to tell Shinji right now. I have my own stuff to deal with.
Yeah, he needs his sweet formal short shorts, and he hasn't found them yet.
An undefeatable enemy, huh? Gosh, wonder what it's like.
It's probably like being defeated by an enemy.
You got me. But it doesn't matter, because I've made up my mind. I'm gonna look
I ain't
it
wasting no
straight
more
in the
time.
eyes.
Here I go again.
Straight in the eyes. I like the sound of that. You can count me in too.
Oh, that was all it took, huh? So who's left? Junpei and Fuka? Alright. There's nothing good on. Yeah, right. If Nyx doesn't have eyes, then we're screwed. Alright. Boo-da-boo-da-boo-da-boom. Alright, well, I don't know if Yuko's going to be, like, just randomly around. So I guess let's go do stuff with Gourmet King. Ba-do-do-do-do. Ba-do-do-do-do. What up, kiddo? Yeah. Alright. We're going to restaurant. Jesus, we're moving pretty goddamn slow here. Oh, I probably don't have a matching persona with him at this point, do I? When I thought about it, I realized there wasn't really a choice to be made. I don't want to have to tell my mom and Shinjiro-san that we failed. Alright. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. I think I'm just gonna go and boost a stat. I don't know that I want to I don't know that I want to go back to Tartarus right now, right this second. Alright. Alright. I guess we're doing Lucky Fortune. Magic. All right, cool. That's one of Raphael's weak points, so that's pretty good. Or weaker, I guess. Hey! Obtained 1 Apocalypse. Oh my god. Let's sleep. Alright. we go. Today is December 24th, Christmas Eve. It's an important day in Europe and America. Although unlike in Japan, December 25th, Christmas Day is even... Although unlike in Japan, December 25th, Christmas Day is even more important. Is Christmas... That's confusing phrasing. Do you all know why we celebrate Christmas in the first place? In Japan, Christmas Eve is just a day for couples to spend time together and give gifts. You feel tired. Alright. It's interesting. I didn't realize that Japan was more interested in Christmas Eve than Christmas Day. It's interesting that a day which is celebrated worldwide is observed differently from country to country. Another example is Valentine's Day. Try looking it up online if you're interested. Terrible advice. Terrible advice. Valentine's Day. Go ahead. Just go look up Valentine's Day. You won't find any untoward websites or anything. Come on, Yuko. Text message. Sorry to ask the last minute, but it's Christmas and all. Oh! Hey, there we go. So, I assume the idea is in an ideal setting, I would have finished with Yuko and gotten stuff going with Yukari and then done this. But this is the way that this has gone, so we're going to say yes here. Obviously, yes. Yes, we're saying yes. I was more saying that, like, if, we had gotten through the Yuko... Okay, so it's specific to the one, so it's not like I would get a call from Yukari also or anything. Hey, what up, girl? I was thinking we could go to the Polonia Mall. I hear the decorations and the lights are beautiful. All right. You decide to spend Christmas Eve with Yuko at the mall. That is very pretty. You've come to Polonia Mall with Yuko. Alright. Yay. I assume that, like, more than one if you have multiple girls maxed. Oh, interesting. Just stay close together since it's so cold out. Hey, look over there. I assume this is more useful stats-wise if you are below, like, midway through level 9. So this probably doesn't have a substantial impact since we're probably going to have... Since I still will have to go and see her one more time to actually finish her plot, but... Alright, do you want your Christmas present now? I'm your present. Whoa! Just kidding. Merry Christmas. Adorable. Obtained medicated patch. Merry Christmas, steroid patch. What? It's nothing fancy, but it works. I learned how to make it a long time ago from my grandma. It's going to get colder, so take care of yourself. Oh, I'm so bad at this, and I am never prepared for it. I don't have any flowers. I do have fashion things. I feel like I've given her a watch before, and she was like, oh. I don't think she's going to care about a bag either. Wait, really? I could swear that I've given her the watch before, and she was like, huh. Okay, then I'll give her the watch. Because that would strike me as being, you gave her not the watch. And all right, I would have figured that it, like, I would have done it because I would have thought of, like, oh, a sport watch or something, but let's do it. Aw, I don't say thanks. Oh, 3. This isn't my usual Christmas. To be honest, I'm not normally that interested in Christmas. It's nice, sure, but it's just another day. When I was a kid, we had chicken and cake as a family. After the presents in the morning, I'd wake up and find presents right by my pillow. I really believe Santa would come during the night. Back then, it was so much fun, and now this year it's fun again in a different way. This is my kind of Christmas. Do you mind if I snuggle up to you? I bet you're cold, too. What you need is a big hug to warm you up. Daw. Adorable. You've shared a tender moment with Yuko. That's cute. Alright. Shoot, how'd it get so late? I don't want to go home. I want to stay here. Just kidding. I mean, we have school tomorrow. We can't stay here all night dressed in our uniforms, so we gotta go home, right? Well, let's stay a little bit longer. Aww. Spent time with Yuko until night came. Adorable. What will you do? Go to bed, I guess. Murphy Crispix. All right. Cool. Please allow me to resolve this social link with Yuko. Please. Go away. Go away, Gourmet King. No. Go away. Go away. I will... oh. God damn it. God damn it. I'm one thing away here. Just please. Come on. Ah. You're killing me, game. Oh, and we missed 2 opportunities to make good with Band Kid, too. Fart. Oh my god. I'm mad, y'all. I'm mad. Alright. Time to go for my fucking 4th string social link. I am mad and sad at the same time. So is Tonk. That's why she ran up meowing. I know, huh? Accept the offer. We're gonna have more weird fucking cult fucking shit. That was an awkward sound effect to start with. Okay, I'll tell you something, but I want you to keep a secret, okay? And don't freak out. This world is going to end. Oh, fuck. All of humanity will be wiped off the face of the planet. Oh, my God. Wait, is he part of a cult that is at least tangentially aware of the fall? Oh, no. Oh, but don't worry. We'll be recreating it. There will be a new land called Paradise. Hope that wasn't too freaky. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I told you it was a secret. We can't risk starting a panic. In Paradise, people all have wings and perfect figures, and they smell like flowers. I can finally reincarnate into a worthwhile body. I don't want you to get stuck at the end of the world. That'd suck, right? So come with me to Paradise. It's easy. Don't do it because you're obligated to the Gourmet King, all right? Do it because we're friends. Relationship is stronger now. If she's available on Saturday, then I will do one more day for the sake of just clearing this shit. Alright. So, okay, how about this? I think we can waive the initiation fee and just do scripture in the procs for about 132,000 yen, right? I'm not paying for that, yeah. Oh. I only want to share eternal happiness with you because I care about your soul. Oh, God. No, wait. Oh, Jesus. Did I just, like, ultra piss him off? Or is that something that's kind of difficult to avoid pissing him off with?
Where have you been?
Do you know that today is December 25th? I had no idea. Oh, what a terrible Christmas. Christmas will be better next year. That's right, next year. We're not going to let the world end. That's the idea. Let's go get a stat boost. You're required to piss him off there. Okay. I was going to say, the two answers both seemed pretty equally piss him off, so... Oh, man. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Horror House and Mole Whackers. At least I'll get the agility there. Alright. Speed. Sleep earlier. Right, yeah. Ricochet ignores trying to stop the end of the world to join a cult that wants to celebrate the end of the world. Today's the last day of the second semester. You think about all that has happened. However, you must still go to school. Is this literally my last opportunity to see Yuko at all? Because if we manage to pull this off on the last possible day, that's pretty fantastic. Morning, it's cold today, but it's worth it for winter vacation tomorrow. What are you getting with your New Year's gift? We haven't got ours yet, but I want to get a lucky bag. I'm aiming for that purse. Oh, me too. Hey, do you want to start waiting in line today? We could bring a kotatsu. Excuse me. Winter break starts tomorrow, though I'm sure most of you are just going to sleep in during New Year's. You better stop relying on your parents so much and don't fall asleep in the kotatsu, okay? What the fuck is kotatsu? Speaking of kotatsu, I'm reminded of a page from a famous novel, The Shutter of the East Window. Oh wait, that was a futon. Feel tired. Alright, is it like a heated table? Oh, okay, alright. Stay awake. Alright, that's enough out of you. A futon and kotatsu are practically the same thing, wise guys. You're having fun teasing your teacher? Look, all I'm saying is that if you're not careful when you sleep in a kotatsu, you could get burned, okay? What a great lecture to stay awake for. God damn. Amazing. Class has ended. Yuko. Does not have central heating like at all. Oh god. I imagine part of that is just that some of the architecture must just be like too old to be able to like handle it, or I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I never really thought about that. Thank God. Hey, Ricochet, are you free today? I thought we could do something together. All right. Accept the offer. Really? I'm looking forward to it. For some reason, Yuko's acting kind of shy. Do you want to come to my house again? I have something to give you. Please? Damn, girl. All right, let's go. The Watadai, 3rd Street, Yuko's room. Sorry, I could have given this to you at school, but it gave me an excuse to see you. Now you're making me feel guilty. Aw. Remember the kids we coached? The 4 of them each wrote something for us. They're kind of mouthy, but they have their moments. That's true. You're sweet. You'll be a good father. Oh, damn. Bit advanced there. Here, this is for you. Obtained a kid's letter. They told me to give it to you. Aren't they cute? That's why I called you up. It was my excuse for inviting you over. Yaw. Today my parents aren't home. Oh. I see. Last time you came over, it got a little weird. Okay. You helped me find my true calling. I'm so glad we met. I want to give you a special thank you. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh no, the condom broke. It shattered like glass. My god. The bond, ba-da-ba-da. I bestow upon thee the ability to create Siegfried, the ultimate form of the Strength Arcana. Hey! Wow, so you can't even do that request unless you complete this track specifically. Jesus. God damn. Oh my god. You forge a bond that cannot be broken. Alright, the bearer of victory. You shared a special moment with Yuko.
Welcome back.
Hi, nothing happened. Only 5 days left until New Year's Eve. My fear and anxiety still remain, but I'm no longer confused. I will fight until the end. I've made up my mind. So yeah, that leaves Junpei and Fuka, I think, are the only two who haven't discussed it. Because I guess Mitsuru and Yukari talk to each other about it. Yo, girl, what's up? Alright. Well, let's save. I feel like this is probably where we should call it. And that way we can come back to this fresh. You know, everyone else is really ready to fight, so it really sucks if you just go against their wish and decide not to. Oh, God. Wouldn't that be awful and dumb? Haha. Oh, ugh. That's probably totally what happens if you decide to go with it, right? You just kind of, everyone, like, probably panics and goes like, wait, no, don't erase our memory, and you fucking kill Ryoji, and oh, God. But regardless, I think this is what we're going to call it. That way we can get to that nice and early next week. Yeah, so let me just put that over there for a sec. So yeah, we'll be back for more Persona 3 FES next week. That's the 4th of February. I think that's the right date. So that'll be fun. What we're gonna do is like I may actually just make a second save file when we start next time, because there's a lot of red days. And while those generally mean you're not going to school, sometimes they mean you're just skipping right through days. So I should probably make a second save like right away. In fact, I'm just going to make a second save right now. Just to be ultra completely sure that I don't fuck this up. Generating an entirely new save file. There we go. Let's go back in just to verify that we got 2. Okay, there we go. There's our 2. So yeah, so that'll be next Tuesday. This Thursday, I'm going to be doing a special Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Gummy Ship Mission stream, because we have to clear all of those sons of bitches, and I think S rank all of them. So we're going to be doing a lot of Gummy Ship missions. So that'll be fun. We're going to do as many as we can in one stream. If it goes long, then I'll probably just do the rest on my own time afterwards, but we may as well do a bunch of those there. And then next Thursday, we'll be back to Shovel Knight Treasure Trove with Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, I believe, is the second game mode. And the Thursday after that, we'll be going back to New Super Lucky's Tale, and we'll be alternating between those two on Thursdays. And we'll be playing this on Tuesdays until we're done with it, and then we're going to jump into the answer and do that as well. So it'll be a good old time. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. We had a pretty long one. It started a little bit late, but we did pretty well. I'll see you guys next week for potentially the end of the world. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll catch you later. Bye.